you're streaming. We should be getting started now. Welcome everyone, this is Andres Restart. I am joined by my friend Brandon from What About Nintendo. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. I just went on vacation. I was in Oklahoma seeing some friends, so that was cool. And next week I'm also going to North Carolina, so a lot of traveling in 3 weeks, so it's been crazy, but I mean...
The end of the summer travels.
Right. Yeah. That's why it's the cheapest, because oh, well, sometimes. It depends. You can get good deals sometimes.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I'll get into it in a minute, but I was trying to fly down to Miami real quick. I'll talk about it in a moment, but I can't because the tickets are really expensive, but it's like a last minute thing. So I'll talk about that in a moment. But just for everyone who's joining in, what's up everyone? Hey Mars, hey Squid Kid, hey Final Fantasy VII Remake, hey Julio, hey Josh, thanks for everyone for coming. Make sure to like this video, share it with others. We have a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. But there's something I want to touch on. Well, let me do two topics, and then I'll touch on what I want to touch on. We're going to be talking about Doom Eternal. We're going to be going to the IGN controversy between the review and Philip Mewson. And then we're getting to Smash Direct. The main part of this discussion, as we've been talking about Smash for weeks already, there's still a lot more to talk about. So we're getting into that, and then the second half of the Smash conversation is going to be going more into roster hints that we've been getting about different characters. But it's going to be basically one giant topic at the end for Smash. So that's what we're going to be talking about for this podcast. But just I want to talk about something that's a little personal. So this past weekend, right, Saturday, a close friend of mine, someone that I've known since like 2007, so over a decade, a close friend of mine, someone that I've been in contact with quite frequently. I hang out with whenever I go back to Miami. One of my close friends, like there's like a group of like eight of us, and we've been talking for years, hanging out and playing basketball with each other for years. He passed away. He's my age, 26. And obviously, all the family and the friends, everyone is very upset about this. And, I'm not going to really dwell on this. I just want to talk about it because I feel like I want to pay homage to him. He was a fantastic person, a fantastic friend, someone who was very cool and confident and had a lot of talent, and he was a beautiful person. And I'm going to miss him dearly. So, I don't want to make this like a wishy-washy thing. I just want to pay respects to a good friend of mine. So for anyone who knew him in the stream... well, if you guys are watching, yeah, it kind of hurts, but we're gonna move forward. I think we should look towards like what happened and live our lives to the fullest, because you never know what can happen in life, right? So don't take your family and friends for granted. Don't take yourself for granted, right? Do everything you can to maximize your potential and try to live the happiest, best life you can. So, I don't want to get super preachy, but I just want to say that, and rest in peace, Vishnu. I love you, man. So, moving forward on a more brighter note, I just want to get into things, but actually, just to talk a little bit more about my week, actually Saturday night when I got back home, I burned myself. I don't know if you guys can see, I have like these 2 scars. It only hurt a little bit. It stung, but Saturday night. So basically what happened was I got home really late at night, and I wanted to eat food. So I took out fish sticks, frozen fish sticks from the freezer. I put them on a pan, I put them in the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot. And then I had to flip it after 12 minutes. So when I went to go flip it, I took out the pan. I know how to cook, okay? I used to work at a restaurant for a couple of years. But my dog, who's not even 5 months old yet, he's a lumbering, crazy, wild beast Labrador. As soon as I opened the oven, he smelled fish sticks. So he shoved his face inside the oven. So I had to react. I didn't want him to get hurt, so I ended up pushing him out of the way, but the pan also went into my arm. So I burned my arm to save my dog, who's an idiot, and I blame him for getting burned, but at least the scar looks really cool, and it only hurt for the night. Once I woke up, it was fine. So it's just a random thing, but at least I have this cool scar now. I don't know how long it's going to stay. It may not be that serious of a burn. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least it doesn't hurt anymore, dude. Usually when I get burns, it's like hurts for days. I like keep ice packs on it because it like burns constantly. You're lucky.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for the wishes. What's up, Blackstar dude? Yeah, I got whipped by Simon Belmont, a hot metal whip, which is in the form of a stove. But anyways, it's pretty cool. So is there anything else that you wanna touch on, Brandon, with your week before we jump into the discussion?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so for anyone who's watching, let me know if the background music is okay, if the audio is okay. Yeah, so also, by the way, maybe upgrading my PC hardware really soon, so the streaming technologies should improve, maybe the resolution, and soon. I'm not going to put a date on it, but soon that setup should be coming together. And it also means I'll be able to edit videos quicker too, so you might start seeing a few more videos from me a week. So hopefully, but just putting that out there. Hey Prince Awesome, how you doing? So let's, I guess let's just jump into it then, right? Alright, so Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal was actually announced for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I don't think it was actually specified for any particular platform, right? But we all kind of assumed that it wasn't coming to the Nintendo Switch. And it is coming to the Nintendo Switch. They announced it for the Nintendo Switch along with all the other platforms, you know, PS4, Xbox One, PC, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, and Panic Button is handling that version of the game. But here's where it gets even more exciting. It's going to be a day-and-date release. That means it's coming out at the same time as the other systems, and yeah, it's the same game. However, they are going to be targeting 30 frames per second for the Switch version, but of course, because it is a Switch version, it will also be portable, but based off what they accomplished with Doom on the Nintendo Switch after the updates and what they accomplished with Wolfenstein 2, I imagine they're going to be even better for Doom Eternal, and it's going to look and run better on the Switch than those two games, which already did a pretty good job. So it's pretty exciting stuff. It's a game that, well, we're hearing a lot of cool stuff about it. They're doing a lot of stuff to improve the game, expand the lore of the Doom universe. I'm pretty excited about it. What about you, Brandon?
Oh yeah. One thing I will say is though, I did call it. I actually did think it was going to come to the Nintendo Switch. I think we talked about it one time in the podcast. I don't remember. It might not be on record, but I did actually think it was going to be coming. But I did not expect it to be a day and date.
Yeah.
So that actually did surprise me. But the game coming to the Switch, I was kind of like, oh well, you know, Doom was on the Switch, so you know, it makes sense if Doom Eternals was on the Switch. I wasn't 100% sure, but I was pretty confident. So it's nice to see that happening. But yeah, I mean, I've played Doom. I played it on the PC. I haven't beat it all the way, but I've played like 4 hours of it. Amazing game. Great music. The platforming is incredible. Shooting feels amazing. All the levels are designed spectacularly. So definitely looking forward to Doom Eternals. Not sure if I'll pick it up on the Switch, though. It's hard to say. Probably the PC, but...
I'm a Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah.
Switch first. Switch master race, best race, bro race, the ultimate race. We don't care about the... Although I am getting a better PC, but I'm getting it for editing and streaming, not for gaming. Although I could still technically game on it, but
right.
Switch first, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But, I mean, regardless, it's just still exciting news for Switch owners, because even if you're not... There's a lot of people who aren't PC owners or that just having the option to play it on Switch. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if Doom Eternal ends up selling best on the Nintendo Switch. A lot of other third-party games that are coming out way later on the Nintendo Switch are selling much better on the Nintendo Switch. So this comes out at the same date. I have a feeling it has a good chance to sell the best on the Switch, right? So
I could definitely see it selling better than the Xbox One, possibly the PS4. But I'm wondering how the PC will fare. It's interesting. I definitely think it will sell better than the Xbox One version, at least. Because I don't think too many people are interested in that. And I mean, you could make the argument for the Xbox One X, but it's like, who has that? Like 2-3 million people? Not very many people. So I could see it doing the best on the Switch, but I could also see maybe the PS4 just because so many units. It's hard to say. I do think the Switch will definitely be very competitive there in the sales.
Absolutely. So. And I think I don't think this is the only game that's going to be coming. Like, actually, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, now it's not confirmed yet, but there was an interview where I'm not sure if it was the creator or someone who's working very close to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, he was asked, oh, are you guys going to bring Assassin's Creed to Nintendo Switch? And he said, and this was kind of like a fast pace where they're asking over 100 questions, you're just asking everything. It was kind of like very humorous, so you shouldn't take it too seriously, right? This is not confirmation. But when he was asked about it, he didn't deny it. He said, oh, you know, if I was a programmer, I would definitely program it myself, right? So he personally wants it to bring it over. So does that mean it's coming? No, but it doesn't mean it's not coming. And I would, if I had to bet, I would say, yeah, it is. And actually, I remember, you know, a few months ago around E3 time, we were hearing, I'm not sure if it was Reggie who said it, but there were several executives that were saying that, you know, come around 2019 time, the development cycles for all the third-party games will start catching up to the Switch, and we'll be seeing a lot more third-party announcements. And this could just be the beginning. Hearing this Assassin's Creed, I don't even know if we should call it a rumor, but let's say tease for the Switch, right? And hearing Doom Eternal, I think this is the beginning of some really strong third-party support moving forward for the Nintendo Switch.
Right. Yeah, I actually saw that the comment in the interview, and I was just like, thought that was the weirdest thing for a director to say, because you're the director. You can just hire people to program. So I was like, it was just a weird. I just thought it was funny because it's like, oh, if I could program, I'd do it. It's like, okay, well, technically, you could just hire a bunch of people and then program it.
Yeah,
so...
I think it was kind of like a non-answer, so that way he wouldn't have to confirm or deny it, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think it's
I could
smart.
definitely see it. Would it be day and date though? It's hard to say.
It is hard to say. I feel like for Assassin's Creed
so.
Odyssey, it makes more sense for that to be day and date because it's kind of like an annual release. So, you know, like if you wait 6 months, I think it's hard to say. I think that eventually the Assassin's Creed series will be day and date.
Oh yeah, I think
this
by
first
2019.
one, but this first one, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when is Assassin's Creed Odyssey coming out? Is it Is it for this year?
I think so. Yeah, it should be.
Oh, is it? Oh, then in that case, I haven't. I haven't.
Check.
Yeah, I mean, to tell you the truth, I haven't been following the Assassin's Creed games. So I kind of assumed that this was the one coming out next year. But now they think about...
Oh, it's coming out October 5th. Yeah, it's definitely not coming.
No, yeah. Okay, so I actually thought this was the one for next year, and but I didn't really think that we're still like approaching holiday season for this year. So why would they talk about the next one? So yeah, I think if it's coming, it's like maybe like a spring sort of thing, like maybe early 2019, if anything, right?
Right. Especially since it's such a big open world. Like Doom is kind of smaller levels, so it's kind of easier to program that kind of stuff. Like big open world take a while, so that's why I could kind of see it. Like even if it was announced before, like I could see it have not, having not been a day and date release.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
I think the next one will be, because I think they have enough time, because they'll have 2 years roughly, 1.5 if they wanted to wait like 6 months or so to see if the Switch is going to be good. I mean, it's pretty obvious right out of the gate the Switch is doing well, so they should have like 2 years or more by the time the next one comes out to have been like, okay, yeah, we should probably make games for this.
Maybe, yeah. So, let's see what everyone else is saying in the chat, unless there's anything else you want to add to this.
No, I'm just I'm just excited to see.
I'm excited for Doom Eternal. I personally don't care too much about Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
But it's still like a good sign.
Right. I want to see how Doom Eternal ends up looking on the Switch, because I do think they're making a lot of technological advancements with the Switch's hardware lately. They just like figure out how it works and stuff. Like.
And Doom Eternal is, I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but it's probably like a 2019 game, right? So they think they have a longer development cycle to really get this running well on the Nintendo Switch.
Release date. No, it's coming out this year, December 28th.
Oh, yep. December 20th. I thought that was a placeholder. That seems like such a late time to release the game. Like,
yeah, it is in a weird time.
Yeah, it's really weird. Well, hey, that's another game for the Switch then. I'm not for this year.
Let me make sure.
Yeah,
this was 12 hours ago, so yep, it is.
Okay.
This was just like they released that at the.
Right, that's really sudden. But it's kind of like
it's a very
the news we got for Doom last year. It's really weird. Really weird. And by the way, there are already more direct rumors coming out, and I think Brandon, when you were talking about having a normal direct in September, I think you were actually spot on. We didn't anticipate the Smash Direct, but I think we are going to be getting. It seems still fitting that we're going to be getting like a main direct in September, and I still think they'll have some more Smash information. By the way,
yeah, I think they're going to have another Smash Direct though, so I don't think they'll touch too much on it.
Yeah, in fact. I wouldn't be surprised if that Smash Direct comes out. We'll talk about it. We'll get into Smash later. There's one more topic I want to get into before we get into Smash. But let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Thank you very much, Prince Awesome. I'm glad you love the setup. Savage says he'll probably pick up Doom Eternal, but he's going to play Doom first. The first one, yeah, I agree. Probably should do that. I actually haven't gone around playing Doom on Switch yet either. I'm probably gonna do that sooner or later, but it would be cheaper to play it elsewhere. So, we'll see. But I definitely gonna play Doom before I play Doom Eternal. Commenter said Birds. He's not a huge Doom fan, however. Yeah, it's definitely gonna come, which is good news. Blackstar dude. So I'm planning on going to sleep shortly after the podcast, but yeah, you can hit me up for a couple of minutes. I'd appreciate it actually. So yeah, Doom guy for Smash. Victory 19 says I personally don't think it's a good fit, but I wouldn't complain if it happens.
He has been on Nintendo systems for a while, like back on the NES, SNES.
I guess I've never like associated a lot of personality with that character, so I'm not like. I'm not excited about it, right? But But if it happens, there is Doom support, so you never know.
I think it'd be cool. I'm not like super like, oh, I want Doom guy for Smash, but it's like, oh, if he came in, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty hype.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be against it for sure.
No, I wouldn't be against it. I'm not. The only character I would be against is, nothing.
Ukulele.
It's more like if Ukulele was brought into Smash and we didn't get Banjo-Kazooie, then I'd be a little irked, right? But I do not believe that's gonna happen. Like, it's Banjo-Kazooie or bust. Like, it's either them or nothing. What?
Right? They're not gonna put indie characters from a game that didn't even sell that well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. That game's
Shovel Knight couldn't get
not
him
a big
as a
deal,
playable
right?
character. Ukulele can.
Or Shantae. Sure. We'll get
right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no way. No way. Let me see. Apparently, there's a bug behind me. That's weird.
I can't eat you.
Can't see it.
It's gonna Metroid you.
It's crazy.
It's gonna come suck your brains.
I don't know. So let's get into the IGN controversy. All right. So. What do I say? It's kind of it's weird for me. Well, I guess we should kind of go over what happened, right? So, for those who haven't heard, so what was the game again? I still haven't gone around to playing it yet. It was that you reviewed. Wow, so much for preparation. Yeah.
I don't remember. That wasn't. It was like such a small part of the
controversy, but I feel like people should check out the game because it's a great game. I've heard. So I've heard.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm doing a quick Google search and Dead Cells. Sorry, guys.
I knew what it was.
I don't know why it was like slipping my mind, but Dead Cells. So Philip Mewson, from the head Nintendo IGN editor, reviewed Dead Cells. It's an indie game that's kind of like a Metroidvania sort of style, but it's really, really good. It has its own spin on it as well. It's very challenging, kind of like Dark Souls in that way, but it's a side scroller. So I think you guys should check it out because it's getting really, really good reviews. But basically, Philip Mewson reviewed this game, and then, well, he reviewed it for the Nintendo Switch. But a few days beforehand, a YouTuber with, at the time, only about 11,000 subscribers, Boomstick, reviewed it for PC. I guess the embargo timings, it was easier to, he was able to review it for PC sooner. So he did a review for the game, and he noticed that Philip's review, the head Nintendo editor at IGN, was very similar. So he went and did a cross comparison and made a video about it. And if you take away the adjectives, the sentence structure, the timestamps, the meat of the actual review was essentially exactly the same. So this caught a lot of fire. IGN took note of it. They took down the video. They conducted an investigation, and then in less than 24 hours, they put out a statement saying they let go of Philip Mewson. So basically, Philip Mewson is allegedly, he plagiarized. And as a journalist, someone who comes gaming media, when your job is to review in your opinion, when you plagiarize copying someone else's work, that is like the worst thing you can do. That is suicide for your career as a journalist. There's no way any company, any business is going to trust you again. So it was really bad for him. But the controversy created a lot more attention for Dead Cells. It created a lot more attention for Boomstick. His subscriber count almost more than doubled. Right, last time I checked, it was at 22,000 or something like that. So even though his work was stolen, I think he ultimately, because he spoke up and defended himself, he got a lot of attention for that, and he's grown quite a bit for it. So you should check him out. And Dead Cells also is a great game. You should check that out as well. But Philip here is kind of like the bad guy on the internet. Everyone's attacking him, hating on him, and it's really interesting because he posted a video on his old YouTube channel. Because the thing is, Philip was hired 9 months ago because he was a Nintendo editor. Oh, I got a notification. What's it? Oh, Monolith Gaming donated $15. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Sean.
Nice.
It's really awesome. But
dude, legend. Yeah,
let me continue the story before it gets to chat. So he had left his YouTube channel, which that's how he got noticed by IGN. That's why they gave him an offer 9 months ago. And he had a video saying, hey, look, the last video he made on his channel was him talking about how he's joining up with IGN, but he would still be supporting his channel. That was the last video he made 9 months ago. He abandoned his channel. He abandoned his subscribers. He just worked for IGN. But he's really good at IGN. Everyone loved him until this incident. And now people are noticing more and more incidents where he's actually plagiarized. He had one of his last videos on his channel. He reviewed FIFA 18. Apparently, he may maybe even have plagiarized Metroid Samus Return. So a lot of people are noticing a lot of similarities between his reviews and other people's, whatever. So point being, it seems like this guy's plagiarized a lot, even though on the surface everyone liked him like a lot. I liked him a lot. I always thought he was really cool. I saw him on Spawncast, I saw him on IGN, I saw his channel. I thought he was really good. But apparently he's plagiarizing a lot. Maybe. Probably. That's what, I mean, he lost his job because of it. So it's really weird, and there's a lot of different angles to sort of tackle this from, you know. But Brandon, what are your sort of thoughts on this? Because I've been ranting, or I guess explaining the story forever.
Yeah, I first saw, because a lot of the headlines are like IGN plagiarized. It didn't say none of them really said like Philip Hewson. So I was just like, oh, you know, random IGN editor, probably some newbie who doesn't really know what they're doing or something. They probably, you know, plagiarized something to look good for the company or something, you know. And then I started reading into it. I was like, what the fuck, Philip Hewson, for real? This dude's like one of the biggest. Like, he's the biggest Nintendo person at IGN. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Right.
I was so confused.
Like, from my perspective, like, he's like a good guy, right? Like, he's a good guy. What do you mean? But
how?
It's really weird. And yeah, actually, who was it that asked? I did see Philip's response. He put out a response to video like 2 days after the incident, which may have been a little too soon. But I mean, I've never been in something that serious, so I've never had to make a response video, so I'm not going to judge, right? And I also understand...
Do it as soon as possible?
What?
I feel like you would want to do it as soon as possible, right?
Then there's a debate for you. There's one argument where you could say maybe you should have waited for things to cool down before, and thinking about what he's going to say more, planning a little bit better, and having a more level-headed response, as opposed to what he did. Because the thing is, he took down his video in less than a day.
Oh.
His response video, so I watched it, and it was... I'm one of those people who likes to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to assume that you're a bad guy just because you make one mistake. So, but I watched the video, and because I like him, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and see what he does in the future. But I also hate it because everyone's sort of like attacking him. But I did not think his response video was very good. The way he expressed, first of all, he didn't really explain. He said he was going to explain the entire situation. He really didn't. That was part one problem. He gave vague details. He said, "Oh, my review process is basically like everyone else's. I do research, and that's all he said." He did, and in terms of like owning up to his error, what he said was basically this. He said that because he's the head IGN guy, that blame should be put on him. It's on him, but he didn't actually admit to plagiarizing, copying someone else. You could just say, oh, that's semantics. He did sort of own up to it. I think you could make that argument, but also part of his video was all about saying, because there is also accusations coming from Kotaku bringing up that he may have plagiarized a FIFA 18 review, and he said that the guy who wrote that was just trying to get clicks, then that it was entirely untrue. But a lot of people think he did plagiarize the FIFA 18 review. So if he did, and he's denying that one but not another, it's just not a good look, and he took down that video. So it's really weird it's hard to understand what's actually going on here, but, you know, it's not a good look. And I have a hard time. It's going to be really hard for him to get back to being a Nintendo YouTuber as well, even if he tries to do that, which I think he's going to try. It's weird.
Yeah. Honestly, it might be impossible at this point. At least he's not going to do that well. At least not for a while. It's just when you have just that many people just be like, no, this guy is complete garbage. She's like, what are you supposed to do? You know? It's like, I've seen bigger YouTubers have controversy and never come back from it, so... it's not looking good for him. But I didn't personally see the response video, so I can't talk too much about it.
I'm gonna see if I can bring Sean in if he has time. He's saying he has a lot to say on this, and I think he did see the response video. Sean, if you're listening, if you want, I think I'm gonna send you an invite link so you can tell everyone your side what you think. Let me see if I can add you real quick. If you even have time to. I don't know if you have time to, but I know you said you wanted to. So I'll just copy this link address and send it to you so you can join the conversation. Alright. I know you may not actually be available, so if you're not, it's okay. But, so, yeah, dude, it's... When I saw... Since I did see the response video, it was weird. Actually, he took it down, right? He's actually...
Right.
I saw on Twitter that people who have, like, used the content of that video to talk about him, or even some people have done re-uploads, he's throwing copyright strikes at those people. He's striking down people who have used content from that video. So he's, like, he's, you know, he deleted his response video. He's now striking down people who's using, like, all of these things I don't think are a good look for him. And like now people are starting to see him like in this darker light, like not like good guy Nintendo editor. It's more like plagiarizer, cheater, liar, manipulator. And I like I said, I don't know the full story. I would like him to be completely open, explain the whole thing. I feel like there is room there where maybe I think he did make mistakes, but you know, maybe he's not as bad as he's being portrayed by the internet right now. So I don't know, but definitely, you know, there's definitely some mistakes being made here. It's really weird.
Right. I mean, I could understand if it was just the one review, because, you know, maybe he's under a lot of pressure. He's pretty high up there. He's got a lot of work to do. Maybe just didn't have time. You know, he's like, oh, you know, I can get this done really quickly by doing this. You know, and he only did it the one time because, you know, he's doing a lot. Obviously, he's working a lot. He didn't have time. And maybe he didn't abandon his YouTube channel. He just didn't have time because IGN's can be really pushy. I don't know. I don't.
You're not allowed to use your video game opinion. Like, you can't be critical of the video game industry with your channel if you work for IGN either. So it's hard to create content if you're not allowed to talk about video games. If your channel is a video game channel, very challenging. But he had 9 months and he did nothing. So I feel like I understand there may have been pressures, but I do think he should have done something. He abandoned his channel. He promised content and he didn't offer. He didn't come back with anything.
Yeah, and I think it'd be one thing if it was just the one, you know, the one review, but like it's a possibility of 3 different reviews before he even went to IGN. So that's not good. Anyone who goes around copy striking people's like stuff for no reason.
I think he's trying to battle. He may be trying to claim monetization, but I think he thinks he's trying to battle these attacks against his image, and I don't know if it's warranted or not. But there's a lot of people who are, you know, attacking him. Oh, I got another
it's true, but like
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it's not like I don't think it's the right way to go about it. Just going around like claiming people's videos, it's like it just seems wrong to me. It's like if you're really right, then why do you have to try so hard to prove it?
I don't know. So I guess I'll talk about this for a little bit. I don't. You guys remember when we had to ditch a podcast member, and he was saying some things, and we had a disagreement, and we weren't getting along on a personal level.
Right.
And out of respect, I didn't want to divulge all the details, right? And I tried to explain that to you guys, but a lot of people didn't like that. And I got some minimal backlash for that. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say who was wrong, who was right. We just didn't get along. We had to part ways. That's all I'm going to say on that, right? But because I didn't want to say anything, some people thought that I was hiding information. I was hiding his side of the story. I didn't want to insult him. I want this to be very respectful. So, and I got some flack for that. But when you were dealing with the relations with other people that are involved and you are doing things publicly, I think, there's some things I'm not going to talk about someone else, right? I can talk about what's about me, about my personal life, right? But when it involves someone else, that's up to them, right? So that's kind of why I didn't say the whole story. I simply said, look, we weren't getting along, which is the truth, and we had to separate. It was just that simple. So that's a really small example of that. But if I think about what's happening with Philip, right? I don't know. The way he said it, it seemed to be implying that he had someone do the review for him. He gave the okay, and that person working under him plagiarized. That's the way he made it sound in his response video. But no one else from IGN, no one else from his friends that have spoken to him have indicated that someone else is working under him. I've never heard that. That would just seem like what was implied with his response video. It wasn't very clear, and I think it's part of the problem. So, was there someone else working under him? No, IGN makes no mention of that. So is he lying, trying to, just saying it in a way like that so he can kind of only take partial blame so people can still maybe take him seriously? Maybe just say, oh, he misjudged someone that was working under him. That's not as bad as him being the culprit. So that's kind of part of the weird sort of thing here. But I guess that's the thing. You don't know.
There's not really any evidence of that, though.
There's no evidence. Exactly. There's no evidence. But we are seeing multiple reports coming out of him copying other videos. And even if he did have someone working under him at IGN, what about the FIFA 18 review? What about the Metroid Samus Returns review? Those were done when he was a YouTuber, right?
Yeah,
he's working by himself. So is the argument then that he paid someone then to do it? Then it's sketchy. And look, I want him to figure things out, and I hope that he can contribute to the community, but it's looking pretty dismal right now. I think he has some skeletons in his closet that have come out, and people are starting to see it.
Yeah, it's definitely not good.
Yeah, so let's see what you guys in the chat are saying, because I know you guys have some opinions on this for sure. All right. So Sabbath didn't really like Philip as a host for NVC.
I liked him.
Yeah. Joe. Yeah. IGN basically said that they investigated the review and it was plagiarism, so they let go of Philip. Unless if there was a second response, I did not hear it. So yeah, and then let me see. Game Explained the best. Game Explained's pretty good. They're probably my most watched YouTube channel.
Oh, earlier somebody said that IGN's ripoff of IGN's a ripoff of Game Explain. You do realize IGN's way older than Game Explain.
Yeah,
like the
actually,
people who run Game Explain used to work at
IGN. Yeah,
and then they left.
Yeah, but IGN before YouTube was a big deal. IGN was kind of like where everyone went. That's where I went for all of my video game news for years. Right, I learned so much from IGN, but it came a point where most of my knowledge was dwelling in the IGN boards. I started things in the IGN boards. Oh, Sean, is that you?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
No.
Oh, Sean is here. So guys, if you don't know who Sean is from Monolith Gaming. I'll try to put the description, his link to his channel in the description below at some point, but you could just Google Monolith Gaming. So yeah, good friend of ours. We used to do the podcast together before when it was called NSP, and I know he really wants to talk about this this scandal. So how about you give us your take, Sean?
Alright, well, I just want to say what's up, people of the chat. It's been a while since I've been here, over a year, and kind of surreal in a way. But sorry I couldn't have been here quicker. I've just got out of work and I just pulled in my driveway. I'm literally sitting in my driveway on my phone talking to you guys.
That's all right. I can hear you fine. Can everyone hear him fine? You're a little low, but I think. Let me see if I can.
I think you should be good.
Yeah, I mean you're definitely audible.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
good.
If anything, I'll
So-
just lower the music a little bit, just so it's a little easier to hear you. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I actually uploaded a video. I didn't upload it, but I recorded a video talking about this. I just haven't uploaded it yet. But pretty much my opinion about the whole thing is that, yeah, I do think that he pretty much technically copied the review, but also at the same time, it wasn't really. It was kind of like a generic wording. It wasn't like anything really too specific. At least with what I remember reading, it was kind of like general like buzzwords and stuff. So I kind of want to like actual definition of plagiarism. I don't even know what because it wasn't exactly the same. But besides that, like I said, I do think that he did copy it, especially the FIFA one. I think the FIFA one was way worse than the Dead Cell one. That one was like almost word for word.
Oof.
And I think that people have taken it like way too far. People, like he said in his response video, that people were threatening him and like bringing his family into it for I don't even know why they would.
That's bad, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, no, he's not a victim. He's kind of acting like he is, but in his own way, I think that he's a victim through like ridiculous amounts of hate, the unnecessary threats being thrown at him. So I do understand where he's coming from. Like he seems like really mad about it. Like I've never seen this guy mad until now, and I think that's why he's getting like super defensive because people are like making it personal for him when really all it was just a review of a game. Like people shouldn't
Right.
be taking it as far as they have been.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say my opinions are exactly the same, but I think they're pretty close. So like, I think here's a good kind of example. So, Boomstick himself, right, the guy who was the victim, the actual victim of the situation, right? Because Philip or whatever his team, according to how he implied it at least, right, copied Boomstick's review. In his comparison video, he did not attack Philip. He didn't say, "Oh, screw you, Philip. Oh, I hate you." Right? He put out this review and he wanted his due. What, you know, he wasn't being, "Oh, it's okay." Like he wasn't attacking them, but he was saying, "Hey, look, this is my content. I deserve, you know, the appropriate amount of attention and compensation for this." Right? And that's it. He hasn't been attacking this guy like other people have. So and he's the guy who was hurt the most, right? Or actually his content was actually stolen. Other people have been really attacking him. And you know what? If you don't agree with that, if you don't want to follow him, that is 100% okay. I understand that, especially if you don't want to trust someone who's plagiarizing. That is, you have, for sure, like there's nothing wrong with that. But I think when you're sending people death threats, when you are attacking their family didn't do this, right? Like, Phil's parents didn't do this, Phil's friends didn't do this, Phil's sister or wife or girlfriend, I don't know about his personal life, but they didn't do this. I think that's some people, I think most people aren't doing that, but I think there are some people who, you know, are doing that, and that's not okay, right? That's wrong. And I think there's another issue here, and it's kind of when you're a public figure. I think a lot of people fail to realize that when they say something negative, it's not just them saying something negative. It's 100, 1,000, 10,000 people saying a negative thing. And maybe that person has thick skin when someone in their face says it, right? But they can maybe take a few negative things here and there. But when you have thousands of people attacking you and you see all those different things coming from thousands of people all around the world 24/7, that can take a huge psychological toll on you. And I think a lot of people fail to realize that because most people aren't public figures. They're not used to getting thousands of hateful comments going at them 24/7. It's a whole different beast, and it can affect you psychologically. So I'm not telling people, hey, to not express your opinions. Absolutely express your opinions. If you think this guy is a douche, if you think this guy is someone who has hurt the industry, you know what? I kind of agree with you, actually, right? I think he's creating a bad name for YouTubers. He's creating a bad name for IGN. He's creating controversy. You know, like, I think what he did was bad for sure. But I don't think his life should be threatened. I don't think people should be attacking him to the degree where I'm now concerned about his mental health, right? Like, that, I think, is a little over the top. But that's just kind of how people like to react to these sorts of things.
Yeah, definitely. Especially nowadays. But also, people, another thing that bugs me about it is that people, like, they blame IGN as a whole for this whole thing. Instantly just say IGN sucks. Like, who even cared for them before this? Anyways, like, it's just stupid. Like, IGN has like hundreds of employees, and they have like offices like around the world. Like, you really think this one guy represents IGN as a whole? Like, this one thing that he did.
No, but I will say there is kind of like this, there's this narrative that's building that because IGN hired him from YouTube, that was a really bad idea. Like, because he came from YouTube, that it was inherently a bad idea. And as a YouTuber, I think that is not the right mindset, right? Like, also keep in mind that the person that he copied was a YouTuber, right? So,
Right.
I don't know if that's a fair assessment. I think people have to be judged individually. I think, unfortunately, he came from YouTube, and now he's creating, you know, it wasn't about his background. It was about, like, his ethics, right? And I think when you suggest that a YouTuber isn't equipped to run IGN, you don't know what they study. You don't know what their life has been, right? Like, the mistake he made isn't about his qualifications as a writer, as his opinion. It's about his ethical standard, right? He thought it was okay to copy someone, rip off someone else's work to make his life easier. That's an ethical thing. I don't think you should kind of make insinuations about someone's career background, because anyone could be a YouTuber. You don't know what they've done. You don't know what they studied. I think you should, you know, you should pay attention to what they accomplish, and then say, oh, okay, this guy's know what he's talking about, this person doesn't know what he's talking about. That's different, right? So, but yeah, I definitely am not okay with what he's done. I hope that he eventually can explain the full story so people know what's going on. But I don't know. We may never see him on the internet again.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from this kind of stuff when so many people are just saying like all these bad things about you. It's like, how do you come back from that? Who's gonna want to watch you anymore?
Yeah, it's
Right.
weird. So, is there anything else we kind of want to add to this, or are we ready to maybe move on to the Smash topic? Go check the chat. Have you guys expressed yourselves, or is there anything else you want to sort of bring up?
Yeah, I'm good, but I actually do have to go inside my house now.
Okay. All right.
So,
That's fine.
thanks for having me on, dude. I want to actually like really come on, hopefully next time, right?
Yeah. Well, next week Brandon's not going to be here, so if you have time to team up with me, that would be fantastic.
Hopefully, yeah. Wouldn't be home till like 9:30 though.
Okay, that's fine. We'll talk about it then. All right, man.
All right, cool.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right.
See ya, dude.
Bye.
All right. So, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat before we move on to the next topic. Oh, my mouse is dead. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, people can be really rude sometimes, Black Star. Julio Tuera says, in streaming you make both friends and enemies, and the bigger you get in the YouTube industry, the more people will fact check you, but at the same time, followers expect you to have videos ASAP. Do I think there's going to be a new host for NVC, Nintendo Voice Chat, the Nintendo podcast on IGN? I think eventually they have to have a host replacement.
Right.
Yeah.
They could.
They had a statement where they said that they're going to have guests on for the next few weeks, so while they're looking, right, they're probably starting the process. I don't know if they're going to promote someone who is already working at IGN or bring in someone new. I wouldn't be surprised if they just if they promote someone who's working at IGN now. In the past, that's how it's usually been. They rarely bring in new talent that takes such a high up position, so we'll see. It would be interesting, right?
What if
But
Spawn Wave came? That'd be
I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, it's not, because I don't think he wants to.
Right, because the thing is, IGN doesn't even pay you that much, and you would have to go to San Francisco, which has a high cost of living, and on top of that, you lose your freedom. So, like, for example, where Spawn Wave is at right now, I'd say he's probably making more money than an IGN editor. He has freedom, he has independence, and he can live wherever he wants, right? Mm-hmm. So, I think working at IGN for him would be a bad idea. Like, it's a downgrade for him. So, that's the other thing, like, when Philip went to IGN, his channel was growing really quickly. Like, I almost, in retrospect, I feel like it would have been better for him to stay on his channel.
I thought that when he announced it, I was like, what are you doing? Why are you going to work for IGN?
But at the same time, some people prefer the security of working under a bigger corporation. A lot of times they can offer benefits, medical plans, right? And then sometimes they want to work with a team of people. And if you like doing that, then yeah, I'm not saying you shouldn't work for big companies, right? Like, they exist, like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like for me personally, I'd rather have the independence. I'd rather
honestly
have the freedom
to
control things.
Like, hey, you want to be the head guy for NBC? I'd be like, no, thanks.
Well, for you and for me, I feel like it'd be a little bit more debatable because our channels are a lot smaller. You know, like
I would say no. Honest, I just straight up be like, no, I'm good.
I probably would say no, but a lot of people would call me crazy. A lot of my family members, my friends would be like, "Are you an idiot? What are you thinking?"
Yeah, mine would too, probably. But I'd be like, I don't care. Like,
so for me, I would hear them out. I would listen to their offer, and I would want to know what sort of limitations would I have. Like depending, like maybe I can't. Like if they say I can't do reviews on my channel, I'll accept not being able to do reviews if I can still do theories, discussions, you know, speculations, predictions, all that sort of stuff, because that's what I usually do. Then maybe I'd be like okay with it. But if they won't let me do all that other stuff on my channel, then I'd probably be like, no, I'm staying on my channel. This is more important to me.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would also be like, oh my god, this is, you know, like that, like they would pay me more to talk about video games than what I'm making now, right? I don't make much now. But hopefully soon I will. But whatever, let's move on. I don't want to get too much into my personal stuff. I know you guys are here to talk about video games and Smash Brothers, so let's talk about Smash Brothers. What? So, let me move to the outline. Oh, this mouse is dead. Add like a battery power mouse. Of course, dead. Great.
Wired for the win.
Yeah, I know, right? So, the Smash Direct. That happened, and it blew my mind. It was fantastic. I'm not even sure where to start. Brandon, is there anything you want to jump into immediately? Like, there was so much to talk about. It was fantastic. I mean, we can go in chronological order. There's a lot to really sort of dig into here. There's so much.
I think we got to go into it chronologically. That's the best way to cover everything, because there's just so many good things. There's not just that one thing. So, like, it was so good. Every part of it was so good. There was no dull moments.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, let's just talk about the very beginning. Very beginning, we got it. It was kind of leaked the night before, like Castlevania music came out, and then on the Smash Bros. YouTube page, and people were like, "Oh, okay, so I guess the Silent Bell rumors are true," and yeah, they were true. But I did not expect him to have such a grand entrance, to be so cool, to look so amazing to them. They got all these different details with his animations, with his whip, with the cross, with the axe, and the way he looks. Like, I didn't play Castlevania. My first Castlevania games were on the Nintendo DS, right? So I didn't come to love Castlevania back when it was in the 8 and 16-bit eras, like in the NES and Super Nintendo. But from what I've seen of those designs, and I've heard other people say, they they took this pixelized little thing and they perfectly realized how everyone sort of envisioned them in their imaginations when they played it back then. Like, Simon Belmont looks amazing, right? He looks kind of like Conan the Barbarian in a kind of way. He looks pretty awesome. I thought it was really, really cool. And then they showed off Richter as a Knuckle character, which was a nice plus. And I just thought that was fantastic. And just seeing everything, like, we got all these different characters in the Castlevania stage, which was actually like 2 stages there, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but I just thought it was super impressive how they introduced those characters. Then the Luigi part was amazing.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, like...
He's dead!
He's dead. Is he? Is he dead though?
He's
Is
not
he
dead, but he died.
Right, but we
think
also
he
saw
got
his
rid of
soul
his
trying to
body.
go back into his body. Then he
Right,
got
right.
scared. So I don't know.
Apparently Luigi's okay, according to Nintendo UK.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. I believe it. So, but being okay doesn't mean you're not dead, though.
Right. Or does it mean that, you know, at some later point he could have gotten better? You know, it's different things you could say, you know, depending on story.
He got juiced, sliced, smoked, destroyed, obliterated. Like, he got owned. He really
Yeah.
did. The Grim
He
Reaper,
didn't
man,
know.
or death, however you want to call it. Like, he,
Flashed into death.
yeah, it was
One
pretty
shot.
crazy. But like, some people have noticed that the poltergust is different, and some people are kind of wondering, is this like them also hinting at a Luigi's Mansion 3? My gut says no,
No.
but I also feel like Luigi's Mansion 3 will happen eventually.
Right. But would it happen before Smash Ultimate? Because I feel like
No,
I would.
no way.
Why include a design if it doesn't happen like before the game comes out? It's like, oh, look at this new.
I don't
design
think
for
they've ever
Luigi.
done
We don't
that.
know what it's
I don't think
from.
they've ever done that.
Yeah,
There's never been
weird.
They've never revealed how a character looks in its future games. I've always wanted them to do that, but they never
Right.
have. Well, like, there's Pit actually, but Kid Icarus wasn't in development when they designed Pit for Brawl. What happened was that the redesign was so cool and the attraction was so cool they felt like it made sense to make a Kid Icarus
Right.
game after Brawl.
Yeah, that just happenstance. That's not like
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, right. And like this Luigi's and the Poltergust redesign, it's not so significant that people are like, oh my god, this design of the Poltergust is so different that it's going to inspire way more hype and interest for them to feel like they need to develop a Luigi's Mansion 3 now. Like,
Right.
I don't think so. Like, some people probably didn't even notice that it was different. So
I didn't notice at all.
yeah, I think it's just a redesign for that particular game, or maybe not. Maybe they do know something that's going on. It's possible, but I don't think it really is related to anything in development. I do think Luigi's Mansion 3 is on the way eventually. I don't think it's connected.
No,
Yeah. But let's talk about the single player mode. Like, I know you and me are on a similar page with that, right? So we
Right.
had this mode teased to us, and it was this green blurry thing, and people have gone like frame by frame data and de-blurred it basically, and it says spirits, and also the logo kind of looks like a flamey spirit as well.
Right.
And when you take into consideration all these different Smash trailers, Mario died, Mega Man died, King Dedede may have died, Luigi
Right.
soul was ripped from his body, right? So
Straight up.
is this like hinting at some sort of mode related to spirits, right? We literally did see Luigi's
Right.
spirit, and you could say, oh, it's just them sort of reminding us of Luigi's Mansion, but they could have done that and not ripped out his soul.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Luigi just straight up get his soul ripped out in Luigi's Mansion. It just doesn't happen. Like that's a little unnecessary. It's a little far.
Yeah, I think this is hinting at something, and Sakurai does tease and hint at things, and keep note of that because we're going to be getting into some interesting stuff about what he was hinting during the direct. Because there's more, but I think he's hinting at something. I definitely think he is.
Right.
And actually, even when the Inklings were shown off, no, they didn't die. That was a teaser. But if you go back to my initial reactions for the first, when they announced Smash Ultimate, I noted that, hey, there's something about this teaser trailer. It's very intense. It seems more intense,
Right.
more sort of physical, more visceral than previous Smash Bros. Games. So, like, and we were seeing that. We saw that with the Ridley reveal. We're seeing it with the Simon Belmont reveal. We saw it with King Dedede. Well, not King Dedede. The King K. Rool reveal. Like, it's way more intense. There's a lot that it's way more intense. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's just more. That's their design choice this time around to make things more intense, more gruesome. But I feel like they're building up to something.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like outside of a single player in the trailers, there's like the main game itself doesn't seem to be more gruesome or visceral. Like when you see people play matches and stuff, you don't think, oh my gosh, this is brutal. or anything like that. So I feel like it'd have to be some kind of story mode. And yeah, I mean, I've gone back to it and frame by framed it myself, and you can totally see it says spirits, like super obvious. You could do it right now if I wanted to. It's actually not that hard. You can just go to, I think, 2358 and then just use the comma and periods to frame by frame, and you can see it yourself. It's super easy. So definitely for sure it says spirits.
It wasn't easy for me. I actually had the video file and had it in my Adobe editor, and I went frame by frame, and I didn't see it. Maybe it has to do with how I got the video file.
Right. There are only 2 frames where it actually shows up. So you have to go to 2358. It's on that second, and it's 2 frames when it's first zooming back in. There's only, as I said, there's only 2 frames, so you have to get lucky. It's way easier to do on YouTube because you can frame by frame with just the, as I said, the comments.
I feel like it should be easier in Adobe Premiere Pro.
You would think.
Right, but maybe, like I said, maybe there's something wrong with my file. Actually, the video and audio were delayed when I got that video file, so maybe there was something.
That's weird.
I don't know. But regardless, yeah. So I think everyone's pretty much in agreement that it's probably called Spirits, right? They may change the name for it, right? That could be a placeholder name. But I think it at least points to their thinking with this mode. It's gonna have something to do with spirits.
Right.
And I think it makes a lot of sense. So I'm gonna jump into some crazy speculation here, guys. All right, so actually, you know what? I'm just gonna tell you guys straight up the characters I think are gonna be in Smash Brothers. Because this direct changed my predictions a little bit. I got some of them right, which is really cool, but my predictions have changed now. So I think we're gonna be getting Isabelle. I think we're gonna be getting Shadow. Hold on, and we're gonna be getting Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong as Echo characters, and. Dixie Kong, I feel Isabelle easily could just be an Echo for Villager, right? She was also a Mii costume character. There are rumors circling around about her, and Animal Crossing could get a second character. And if it's just an Echo and it's Isabelle, I think that would be fine. Shadow, I mean, everyone's thinking Shadow is going to be in this game at this point.
Right, Shadow and Dixie are like everyone.
And both their assist trophies are missing, by the way. And then Dixie Kong's just been a character that's been long requested for a very long time, and would have a pretty similar moveset to Diddy Kong, aside from the up B with the jetpack. But after seeing Chrom is an Echo character for Roy, guys. And if you were paying attention to his moveset, he's actually pulling moves from both Ike and Roy. So what does that tell you about Echo characters? That whatever we thought about Echo characters, like, they could actually have more than just 1 or 2 minor differences. Like, he has movesets pulling...
Echo characters are just whatever Sakurai thinks that day.
So they could just change Dixie Kong's up B and give her a similar moveset to Diddy Kong and still call her an Echo character. So after seeing that, I think Dixie's not only going to... I think she's going to be in the main game, but I think she's going to be an Echo character this time around. So, yeah. But in terms of Echo characters, I'm pretty confident about those. I think Ken from Street Fighter is also a strong possibility. But in terms of main characters, this is where it's going to get real, right? Because if you look at, they gave us King K. Rool, they gave us Ridley, right? They gave us Simon Belmont. It really seems Dark Samus. Like, they gave us Chrom. It's all about appeasing fans. And that Smash ballot, those popularity polls, I think that does give us a strong indication of certain characters that are coming. So
definitely means Shrek for Smash.
No, not Shrek. But I think Isaac from Golden Sun, strong possibility. Especially with that tease that was on Twitter. He showed an image with Link and Marth facing the Rathalos, but the image was sort of mirroring an image from Golden Sun, and a lot of people noticed that. And Sakurai posted that, so either A, he was just posting a random image, or maybe he was hinting at Isaac from Golden Sun. And I remember when Isaac was introduced as an assist trophy in Brawl. I remember that. That was the Smash Dojo days. This was like over 10 years ago. I remember that, and I remember when they showed it, he said, oh, Isaac didn't make the cut as a newcomer this time. So he was in the conversations and in the development for Super Smash Bros. Brawl to make it as a newcomer, but he only made it as an assist trophy. So he's been in the conversation before. He's constantly in the high up in the popularity polls. I think Isaac, and if you consider that they're trying to appease fans of this game, I think Isaac has a stronger chance than ever before to be a newcomer.
Right.
So, but I know this is long-winded, but I am getting to a point. So another character I think is going to be making it to the game now that I completely am adding to my predictions. Skull Kid. Skull Kid is going to be in the... So there are several reasons why. One, his assist trophy is still nowhere to be seen. They actually added a Majora's Mask assist trophy, and it didn't bring up Skull Kid, even though they showed that off. The Moon. There's technically a Majora's
Right.
Mask stage in the game now, right? If you look at the theme is all about villains now. There's actual villain boss fights with the Rathlos and Dracula. We got King K. Rool, we got Ridley, we got Dark Samus. I think they're going to be introducing more villains that they can, and Skull Kid has been very popular, and we still haven't seen his sister's trophy. And on top of that, this is the one that is a little weird, but it could maybe, considering Sakurai, people at first, when they saw the Smash Direct, they saw the purple and yellow chairs. You remember that? And on Twitter, people were like, oh, it's Waluigi, even though he's been deconfirmed because he's an assist trophy. But then people realized something. They noticed that the purple and yellow chairs were actually the colors of Tattle and Tail, the fairies from Majora's Mask. And then on the other side of Sakurai, there were pillows that they're the exact color palette for Skull Kid, which is basically like fall colors, October colors.
Right.
So it's kind of, that's not a big thing to me, but could potentially be a tease, and he has teased other things before. So I feel like Skull Kid is going to be a newcomer, and he's not going to be an Echo. He's going to be like a full-blown new character. And,
Right. I don't know who he would echo. So.
Yeah, and then the other two characters, Rex and Pyra, just because I know Sakurai loves it. I know he designed the game beforehand, but I think this is a character that he probably would have thought, there's probably going to be a couple of characters he'll add to the game. I think Rex and Pyra is going to be one of them. And then the final character, which is my long-winded point, is Geno. I think Geno's going to be in the game. He wanted to put him in Brawl. He wanted to put him in Smash for Wii U, but he had to settle for a Mii costume. A lot of other Mii costume characters have made it to the game. Geno's been high up in the popularity polls for years. And Sakurai's wanted him in the game for the last 2 generations already.
Right.
So I think this time he's going to finally make it. But this is where it gets interesting. Because Geno, in fact, I don't remember the story exactly, but he's kind of like a spirit, you know, he's sent down to the world, and he's kind of like in a puppet form. So think about this. The original Smash characters were all puppets, right, from Smash 64. And then in the games afterwards, they've been trophies. But if you think about this idea of spirits, and we saw the spirit going into Luigi, what if Geno plays a role in the story, right? Like, and he plays a role with helping to collect the spirits of all the Smash characters. How crazy would that be? For Geno being like the final character to sort of round things out, like just speculation. But I do think that Geno is going to be part of the game this time around.
Very. You didn't mention Banjo.
Oh, I forgot about Banjo. Banjo's there too.
How can you forget about Banjo?
So many characters.
It's like the first person I point up.
Yeah. Actually, that's a lot of newcomers. Maybe a couple of those don't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Isaac doesn't
True.
make it. And maybe Rex and Pyra are DLC characters.
I do think Rex and Pyra would be.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want that to be the case, but it might very well be.
I don't either, for sure, but I do kind of feel that way, so I could see a lot of that happening, for sure. And I do think there's definitely more characters to be revealed. He kind of hinted at that in the Direct when he was talking about the characters. Like, oh, there's also more characters. I don't remember.
He also
exactly
told us
what
there'd
he
be
said,
not as many newcomers, but
yeah.
what is that? Is he... I don't know.
I don't know how many he thought we were expecting.
How many newcomers were...
5 in one Direct. It's pretty crazy. Maybe he's not counting Echo characters. Maybe he's not
Right.
counting them as...
Right,
as
and if
full
you don't count
newcomers.
Echo characters, we've gone 4 newcomers
3,
so far.
4, yeah. So not that
Inkling.
many at all.
Inklings, Ridley, King K. Rool, Simon Belmont.
Mhm.
And if my predictions are correct, Isaac would be... I mean, could he be an Echo? Nah, people wouldn't be happy about that. No, he'd be really
I don't
different.
think you can really echo somebody from a different series.
Yeah,
I don't think that's how it
so...
works.
But I think Geno... So let's assume Rex and Pyra's DLC. Geno, Skull Kid, Isaac, Banjo-Kazooie. That's 4 newcomers. I think it is okay.
Yeah,
I think 4
definitely.
newcomers. And then if they only add 8 newcomers, heck, they could maybe even have 2 more, right? Maybe Sakurai's like, oh, yeah, 10 newcomers and a whole bunch of Echoes. Like, that's feasible. It's feasible, right? But it's because they're bringing all this other content into the game. I'm not 100% sure. But I think at least 4 more newcomers is not too unreasonable to expect.
Right, yeah. And I mean, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how many more they're going to announce. And they just straight up announced 5 characters in one. I'm like, yeah, but that's probably more than we thought. So that was pretty crazy for me. I just not expecting 5. Well, maybe I was expecting. When I made my predictions, I was kind of like, okay, this is like the best that the Direct could be, and it pretty much hit like exactly. Not everything was the same, but it was like to that level of my predictions. Because I think I said 2 to 3 newcomers and 2 to 3 Echoes. So on that, I was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
didn't expect that to be true. I expected to get let down.
Yeah, I didn't expect that many characters, but at least a few of my predictions came true, right?
Right.
I had 3 of the 5 characters were shown off were part of my predictions, so I feel pretty good about that. And then I had made a video about King K. Rool before and saying, oh, maybe he will make it into the game. So I feel pretty good. Like, hey, I got some of those right. I did not expect Richter at all, though. Like, that was completely left field.
I didn't expect Chrom. I thought there were too many Fire Emblem characters.
I was right.
I was going to predict King K. Rool, and I actually had him written down.
But
and I was
like, too good. He was too cool.
I switched him out. I switched him out for Simon because I thought they were going to announce him the next. I thought they were going to announce Banjo this time.
Both of them.
Right. I thought they were going to announce Banjo this time and announce. I actually thought they were going to announce an ARMS character. So that didn't happen.
Well, if Rex and Pyro are DLC characters, then I feel like the ARMS characters should also be DLC characters, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And
probably will.
You know what makes sense to me? So let's say once we start talking about DLC, Rex and Pyro are introduced. We get a Xenoblade 2 stage, and we also get an Echo character for them. You know who would be an Echo character for them?
No.
Mythra and her original master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Torna.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
What's his name? Hero guy from Torna.
It starts with an M, maybe? I don't remember.
But you know who I'm talking about.
No, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think
anybody who's played Xenoblade knows who you're talking about.
So I think like they could do that. Like maybe what they would do, that packaging that they do this time around is that they give you one newcomer, one echo of the character, and a stage, and with some music and stuff. That'd be a pretty good package, and I would pay $5 for that.
Right.
They'd probably charge me like 12. Oh.
I think they were only charging like 5 for characters and stages or something on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So, it's bad.
So I'm actually really excited that when they showed off Chrom, mainly because when they showed off Chrom, like I said earlier, his moves are a combination of both Ike and Roy. So his as an Echo character, he's actually gonna feel pretty different, you know?
Right.
So it gives me hope for other Echo characters. And the way I saw Dark Samus, like even though the moves looked the same, like the way it looked, the way it seemed like she was played, it almost feels like when I play as Dark Samus, it's gonna feel really different.
I think that because he it floats, it hovers.
Yeah.
I think
also, what do we call Dark Samus? Is it a he? Is it an it? Is it a she?
I don't know. I've called it like 3 different things this podcast alone.
Yeah.
So, I usually just call it it.
Yeah, I try to call it it, but sometimes I call it one or the other accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she glides. There you go.
It glides.
It glides.
So I think it would be like faster. Maybe it won't be able to stop.
Well, Samus is also a lot faster in this game too, though.
Yeah, well, every character's a lot faster.
True, but I've heard a lot of people say that like she's a lot faster. So.
Well, maybe I feel like it wouldn't be able to turn around very easily because it glides, but I don't know if it obeys physics or not. I'm just thinking physics. You know, gliding kind of takes longer to stop and move the other direction. Probably not. I don't know, but that's just the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, smooth. I don't know, but what? That design on Dark Samus is amazing.
Dude, you can like see the veins and the claws. It's
it looks
crazy.
So cool.
What if one of her alternate skins is her see-through version, like when we see her in Metro Prime 2, when she has like you can see like her skeletal structure and stuff.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. Oh my god, it's really scary looking. It's like
that should definitely be an alternate skin.
Yeah. It'd be really epic. Be so cool. You know what? Also, random. I'm just thinking about the final smash. Let's say Skull Kid's in the game. I think Young Link's final smash will be him turning into Fierce Deity Link, and we could also see a final smash of Skull Kid. There's 2 options they could do. They could have the moon coming down, but since they have the moon assist trophy, I think what they could do is him going full mask monster mode, right?
Yes, that would make sense.
Yeah.
What if he's not called Skull Kid? What if he's called Majora's Mask? That'd be interesting. Like, I don't know.
I feel like he'll be called Skull Kid.
Yeah.
I feel like he'll be called Skull Kid, mainly because it's easier to say.
Right. People know him as Skull Kid.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be interesting because technically he doesn't really fight much, but the mask itself has a lot of moves. So I think that's probably where if he's in the game, I think that's where they can pull a lot of his moves from, is the mask itself.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even take a moment to think about his moves. I just talked about his final smash. Oh man.
Right. I have to go back and like actually like watch the fights and stuff.
Yeah, there's
Like the final boss.
because he could have like an item stealing function, right? Because he steals the ocarina.
Right.
They could maybe do that. They could have a shriek because he has that shriek when you get on top of the clock tower. He does that shriek. That could be like some sort of wave that he sends out.
Right.
I think definitely they would have to pull from the mask. What if they pull the 180 on us, and the Majora's Mask uses the power of the other masks in the game, including the Goron,
I
Zora.
had this idea.
Yeah.
I had this idea when we were doing the predictions. And I was like,
Skull Kid?
I don't know what happened. Yeah, for Skull Kid.
I don't remember.
Rewind that thing back, and you'll see. That's what I predicted. I think you were like, oh no. But anyways.
Well, if that's the case, I've warmed up to the idea, Brandon.
So I think that would be epic. I don't know. It kind of doesn't make much sense into the world, but who cares? It'd be amazing.
It would be amazing. Well, I mean, Skull Kid is a mischievous character who steals things, and
he could steal the other masks.
I think he could. It would be more interesting to use the masks than to just pull out weird purple whips all the time, right? I think more people would find it more interesting if you use different moves like that. So, I can see that happening.
It'd be awesome.
There's this other random rumor talking about, well, one. There's a rumor that this guy, I don't remember exactly, but basically this guy predicted Simon Belmont, predicted Ridley, predicted like all these different characters that have been announced so far, including King K. Rool, and he's talked about maybe Skull Kid maybe being hinted at, and he also said that there would be Gardevoir as a Pokemon, and the Echo would be Gothitelle. Now I'm okay for Gothitelle being an Echo of Gardevoir. I think Gardevoir would be a really interesting Pokemon to use. Could be very different. But they're not Generation 7 Pokemon.
Literally thought you said God of War. I thought you were talking about the guy from
God of War.
What?
No, the fairy psychic Pokemon who looks like a girl. And sometimes is a girl.
Don't know what you're talking about, but... Gotcha.
You should look at it. Gardevoir is a pretty cool Pokemon. I'd be pretty content with it. If that rumor is true, I'd be pretty content with that. But also part of that rumor apparently is going to be a Mario 2. So whatever Mario 2 would be, I guess it could maybe either be Metal Mario or N64 Mario or maybe Paper Mario, and I think it would be an Echo character.
N64 Mario? Isn't that just Mario?
It's come up in rumors. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
Why? Who's leaking this?
Don't shoot the messenger.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
But maybe you should, because I don't know the source.
Oof.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like, let's just think about this for a second. They announced N64 Mario. How is he any different from normal Mario?
I wouldn't want him to be in the game, to be honest with you. I'm okay. No. Like if you're gonna put N64 Mario, just make it a skin of Mario.
He's Mario. Yeah, just make him a cool low poly skin.
Right, but at that point, you should put a low poly of like every character, right? Yeah. How cool would that be as an unlockable? Right, that would be a great reward for like 100% in the game. Mm-hmm. You get like a Smash 64 model for every single character.
Ooh, everyone, even the new ones.
Even the new ones. Ooh. But this is like us just dreaming. Like that's so
I
unlikely.
can kind of see them doing it for like the original models.
At least the original 8.
Yeah, or 12, right? So you start out with 8.
We start off with 8, but you unlock 4. So
yeah, so original 12. Because they would include the unlocks in that.
Maybe.
Why would they not? They have the
on Smash menu it shows the original 8 characters and show the original 12.
In the Smash, yeah, when they start, but it's because the other ones are unlocks. They're still the original 12 characters. They were in the game.
Yes.
Why would they not have that?
Yes.
It makes no sense.
It'd be easier to do 8 instead of 12 characters. That's why.
How hard is it to make a low poly model? People make that like
actually, because the low poly models already exist, then you would be really easy. Exist. Yeah, you're right.
All 12 of them exist.
No, you're right. You're right. I completely forgot the fact that the models already exist.
Yes.
Yeah. No, for sure. That would be easy to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. It's like when you play. I don't know if I should spoil. Well, the game's been out for a while.
What's the
Mario
game?
Odyssey.
Everyone dies.
No, I just meant like for the low point. Okay, it's not really that big of a spoiler. In Mario Odyssey, you can unlock a costume that makes you play as low poly Mario. It's really cool.
Yes, that is really cool. Yeah, I love that. You can do so many different stuff. There's invisible, there's naked, there's skeleton. Like there are so many different costumes that I really do enjoy the Mario 64 one. It's so cool to run around. Okay, I shouldn't say that because that might be a spoiler. It's so cool to run around the many kingdoms as the 64 version of Mario.
Mm-hmm. It's super great.
Yeah,
it was awesome when I saw that.
Yeah. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Unless there's something you want to get to immediately, Brandon. I mean, we're gonna be talking about Smash.
Oh, of course. It's always love to
I'd say we
talk
still
to
have about 45 minutes to talk about this stuff. So
right.
Let me see.
Well, Julio says crazy request I'd make is have Team Rocket for Smash.
It would be really cool to have Clocktown as a stage. I've read a completely different thing. Victor19 was saying it would be nice to have a Clocktown stage for Majora's Mask. I would really like that. What did you say, Brandon?
Yeah, that needs to happen. Oh, Julio says crazy request I'd make Step Team Rocket in the game.
You know, that'd be an interesting dynamic. It'd be interesting. It would be really interesting. And there's a lot of Pokemon they could pull from, but I think obviously they have to use Meowth, Weezing, and Arbok. It'd be maybe a Victory Bell. Ooh, that'd be really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you should only have
a second Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, like a second. It could be an Echo. Oh, people would hate it as an Echo.
It wouldn't
work.
I don't think it can qualify.
It wouldn't work.
Echo. Like it's the same concept, but it's not even close to the same moves.
Right. Well, it'd be really hard to. Yeah, it'd be hard. You would have to. Like maybe Victory Bell could have
3 characters.
Well, like Victory Bell could be like a heavier, bigger version of Ivysaur.
Right.
They could use. Meowth could be like a normal version of Squirtle, but is more about is a little faster maybe, and has pinching attacks, right? Because he has claws and stuff. And then Charizard, I don't know. What's the best? No. It'd be hard. It'd be really hard to do it.
No, it's impossible. Not as an Echo.
Well, I think the Victory Bell and Meowth ones would fit. I don't know what they could do for Charizard. A little. Only a little. You're right. Only a little bit. A little. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Mario's not an Echo, but these people would be an Echo. That'd be
I don't know why Dr. Mario's not an Echo. I want them to I want to have an update where they change that.
Yeah, he should be an Echo.
I feel like he is different. He plays differently, but you know,
not that much. I don't know. But Team Rocket would be 3 new characters actually. It'd have to be 3.
If they did the exact same way, yeah. That's a lot of newcomers, man. That's a lot of newcomers.
I think that's too much. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but still would be cool though. So Sal's is asking Andres, what did Sakurai mean when he said we'll see the character designs at a later date?
I have no idea what you mean.
Character designs at a later date.
He did say we'll see more new characters at a later date.
Yeah, we'll see more characters at a later date. He just said there's gonna be more. There's still more newcomers. Yeah. There's still more new characters. And I feel like he felt like he needed to specify that because in the E3 Direct he said we shouldn't expect too many newcomers, right? So you know, I think that's it. That just means there's more newcomers. If that's what you're referring to from at the end of the Smash Direct that just happened last week, he said there'd be more newcomers. So.
Signs Joe says, what about Decidueye? I feel like since he's already in Pokken, he doesn't necessarily need to be in Smash.
I want Decidueye.
Oh yeah, I love Decidueye. It's like my favorite Pokemon. It's great. But he's already in Pokken, so I don't know.
I actually liked that Charizard was a solo character, but I also miss Pokemon Trainer, so I'm okay with it. And you can, if you really want
technically you can play it as a solo character.
You can play with solo. It's just missing one move.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still have them, right? And you can set it up so you don't have to cycle through. You can pick one, and there's no cooldown. You can switch a lot quicker. Like, yeah, they don't punish you for only using one character for Pokemon Trainer now. So it's basically one Pokemon, but I think I'm gonna miss I wonder if they'll find a way to incorporate the Charizard is down B. Maybe they'll make it like Mario's Tornado Spin, where you can do it in the air or something like that. Or apparently now there's this new button combination in Smash Ultimate where you can be pressing circle and then press B, right? Like that's how you charge up Inkling girls, or both Inklings, their ink tank by having circle and pressing B. So maybe they can incorporate a move that way, or maybe just do it like Mario's Tornado, where you can only do the down B in the air, like down A, and it does the rock attack.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I'm not bothered too much by it. I missed Ivysaur and Squirtle.
Oh yeah, I used to play with them in Brawl just because they were fun.
And I really like the dynamic of being able to switch it up. Like, I need to get more chip damage in. Let me switch into Squirtle. Oh, I'm not getting any. Maybe as like maybe mid game you switch to Ivysaur. Oh, I have a high percentage now. I need to be heavier so I can't fall off as easily, right? And Charizard also has the best recovery, so you switch to Charizard, and hopefully by that point you could also knock in or put in a really good hit and just completely clean them out. So I liked them as a strategy so you can adapt to the situation.
Right. Yeah.
So it's gonna be cool to see that back. Yeah. Let me see. But yeah, going back to like what Pokemon I think we could see. Well, there's a rumor for Gardevoir and an echo for Gothitelle, which I think would be pretty cool. I would like to Decidueye. I think he has a lot of potential for moves, right? Like he has his. Jesus, why am I forgetting? Because I stopped playing competitive Pokemon. I don't remember the moves anymore. But he had this Ghost attack that allows you to trap people. He has a Leaf Blade. He has a bow. He's a Grass Ghost type. He has claws. He has wings, so maybe they can even give him like a gliding mechanic. So there's definitely a lot they could do with him. I know there's been a lot of talk about Incineroar instead. Personally, I don't like Incineroar's design as a Smash character because he looks like Garfield to me. But
I don't really like his design much at all, to be honest.
But he is a powerful Pokemon. He does have some really cool moves as well, like Darkest Lariat. That's a dark type move, but it's also referenced to an actual wrestling attack. So it's interesting because Incineroar is fashioned off a wrestler, so putting him in Smash Bros. Where you fight, that makes a lot of sense. And he is very popular in Japan, and he's also a very popular Pokemon in the competitive Pokemon scene. And he is a fire starter, so it'll be okay. But I kind of like the idea of them not having a starter, which is one of the reasons why I kind of like that rumor about Gardevoir. And then we would still get the echo for Gothitelle, which would be really interesting, because Gothitelle could be kind of more like a heavier style, slower, because Gothitelle's really slow in the game. Gardevoir's more of a mid-range character. It would be really cool to see that. In terms of other options, there's the... Oh, there's so many options. Have we seen Scizor as a Pokemon yet? How would have we got Scizor?
Yes. Yes, we have.
Is he? Are you 100% sure?
Pretty sure.
No. Oh, my dream is done.
How do you spell that?
Scizor?
Yes.
I
can look.
I don't remember how to spell Scizor. Scizor.
It came up.
Yeah.
Yep. He's been confirmed. He was in the Smash Ball.
Okay.
I knew that's the one I was thinking of. So.
He would have been so cool. Well, what if they put one of the pseudo legendaries like Tyranitar, Garchomp, Dragonite? One of those would be really cool, actually. I would love to see Garchomp, actually. I think Garchomp would be great. He can like surf in the underground, right? He has a dig attack. He can do earthquake, so he can like slam the ground. He can jump. He's a shark ground dragon. Think about that. And he has a wide moveset, right? Like he has Iron Head, Poison Jab, Flamethrower, Outrage. He'd be really cool. And for a final smash, it could be like Draconium Z, right? And that would be epic. So I would really like that. In fact, they could even make one of his like special attacks be Draco Meteor, and there could be kind of a cooldown, because when you do Draco Meteor in the Pokemon games, your special attack drops. So they could have a move where if you use it a lot, it gets weaker and weaker, but if you wait a little while, it recovers. Kind of like Wario's Fart or something like that, but except it's a really powerful Meteor attack. Not Meteor Smash, but maybe they could give it Meteor effects actually. I like Garchomp, but that's just kind of like a random idea. I think a pseudo legendary would be really cool. Any of the pseudo legendaries would be a really good fit, I think.
Hmm.
And they could take the villain side, because there is kind of like that theme of villains versus good guys.
Right.
Not that any of the Pokemon are villains, but they could kind of do that if they wanted to.
Right. Victory 19.
Oh yeah, yeah, Joe, that's true. Garchomp is in the X and Y Pokemon League stage, so he probably wouldn't happen.
Right.
Oh, Ash
But,
Greninja is interesting, but Greninja is already in the game, so his final Smash though could be Ash Greninja. Yeah, my brain farted there. Dragonite though is Dragonite in there? I think Dragonite's in there too. I think most of the pseudo legendaries are actually in most of the pseudo legendaries are in the Pokemon stages. So I guess that dream is done, actually. Damn. Forgot about that. Oh, random thing. So, no one's pointed this out yet. Maybe no one noticed, but Brandon and me did not remember a Metroid Prime stage. Last week we were talking about if there was a Metroid Prime stage in Smash, and there is. It's just like the worst version. Like the worst area for Metroid. The Space Frigate. The Parasite Queen is a stage in Smash. That's from Metroid Prime. Yeah, I know, right? Like they could have picked the Chosen Ruins or Phantom Drifts, but the Space Frigate, it doesn't look like the area, but you have the Parasite Queen in the middle. You know when you start Metroid Prime, the giant Parasite Queen, the bug monster you kill in like 2 seconds.
I think so. It's been so long since I played the beginning of that game. Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the stage at all.
Really? They showed it in the Direct, too. Oh, which reminds me, we finally got to see Kraid. They showed off Brinstar Depths.
Oh, yeah. This thing was so weak, I didn't remember. I thought you were talking about a different boss.
Yeah, Parasite Queen is trash. Which is why we didn't remember, because it's like it's not the best Metroid stage, to be honest with you.
No, that's lame.
Yeah, it is.
Barely counts.
But hey, maybe another DLC character could be Sylix, and when we get Sylix with DLC for Smash, we could get a stage based off Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
That'd be dope, right? Along with our Rex and Pyra DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, there's still some good DLC potential now that I think about it. But yeah, I'm not sure what to do for Pokemon. I think the Gardevoir theory is pretty good. I think Decidueye or Incineroar have a good shot as well. It's only gonna be one though, I think. So yeah.
Nice.
What if they did have an Echo for Pokemon Trainer? And what if what they did was use the Gen 2 starters? Like Typhlosion would take the Charizard slot. And he'd be a little different because he would lose his flying abilities, but maybe they would just make him like heavier or something. He would hit harder. Or he would take it. That's the thing though, making them Echoes is weird. But the interesting thing though is that Typhlosion actually has the same base stat total as Charizard. So originally, like when Generation 2 came out with Typhlosion, his stats were pretty... He was basically Charizard 2.0. Like, the only difference is that he couldn't fly, and eventually they gave him the move Eruption. So, they're very similar. So, like, what if they did create an Echo for Pokemon Trainer, and it was the Generation 2 Pokemon Trainer rather than Generation 1, right? Gold or Silver, depending which version you played. Well, Silver technically is a rival, but they use Gold, right? So you see him with the hat and the little bang, right? And then they could also use the girl from Crystal as well. Crystal could be the female version. And Typhlosion, they could use Typhlosion. They could use Totodile, and then they could use Bayleaf. And Bayleaf is the most popular, is the most popular middle stage evolution of that generation. Totodile is also the most popular, like, beginner stage evolution of that generation. Typhlosion has Eruption. So I kind of like that idea, but I'm a big Generation 2 fan.
No.
Another option would be Blue, but I was just kind of thinking that like Trainer Gold would be an easier Echo character because the starters from Generation 2 are pretty similar to the starters from Generation 1. They're very similar. If you were to use Blue, then you would have to use like different Pokemon. It kind of runs into the same issue we had with the Team Rocket idea because
Right.
Pokemon you would either be so different, it'd be hard to have them be Echo characters. But maybe it's not an Echo character. But then you get 3 more newcomers basically, which would be pretty hard to do because supposedly we're not gonna get that many newcomers. But Blue would be a good option. He could at least be a skin actually when I think about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point though. Blue is kind of a villain. So maybe again the problem being having 3 newcomers like that. I don't know, but well, maybe you never know. It's possible. Like what if they gave Blue like something ridiculous instead like what if they used Moltres to echo Charizard and they gave him I don't know. They could use Moltres. Then for the Squirtle one, it would have to be something light. There's lots of... They could use Eevee. And then for the middle stage, it could be...
Well, Eevee's already an assist trophy.
Oh, yeah, that wouldn't work then. And Moltres is also a Pokeball. Yeah, it's hard, man, because there's options aren't available.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, guys. Maybe Incineroar is the Decidueye then. Let's just keep it simple.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they would do 3 new Pokemon.
Also, I really like your idea for Metro Prime 2 stage where you're in Ether and switches to Dark Ether, and then you get damaged and you stand outside of those crystals. That would be really cool, and especially in coming out at different points, that would be epic. And maybe they could even have a boss fight stage for Metro Prime 2, the same way we saw like Dracula in Castlevania. We saw the Rathalos in the Ancestral Step for Monster Hunter. Like, I kind of like that idea a lot, actually. It'd be really cool.
But if you turn off the hazard toggle, would that make it not get hurt anymore? That's the thing about a lot of the boss stages. Like, you can take out the bosses, but there's not a separate boss toggle. It's just a hazard toggle. So, would that take all the hazards out, or how?
I think it would.
Work?
Yes, it would. I think it absolutely would. But the thing is, in the direct, I'm pretty sure you noticed, like, the Rathalos stage is not on a normal stage. It's not. It's
not counted in the 103.
No, it looks more like a subspace emissary stage where you fight a boss. And there's another stage like that. I didn't realize it at first, but Dracula, when you see him, the stage is different than normal Castlevania stage as well.
Yeah, I noticed when they first showed it off, I was like, oh, is this a story mode stage? It's so big.
It looks like a story mode stage, right? It almost looks so. Like, a great way to improve from Subspace Emissary is instead of exploring random areas that don't really relate to the different franchises, what if you actually explored different gaming franchises? Like, you explore Castlevania's castle, you explore different the Ancestral Step, that actual region for Monster Hunter, and you see actual different monsters from Monster Hunter there, right? What if you actually explore like Viridian City, or like the woods for Viridian Forest, right? Or maybe Indigo. I think Victory Road would be a good like path to explore and have a boss fight there, or maybe Mount Silver, right? Or something like that. Fight Mewtwo or something like that as a boss for that. Well, Mewtwo's actual character in the game, so. But you know, there's a lot of options. Obviously, you could traverse the Mushroom Kingdom. They could make it look just like the way it was in Adventure Mode, where it looks like kind of like a 3D version of a 2.5D side scroller Mario stage. They could do it. There's a lot of potential for that. That would be epic, actually, if they had like a stage,
that's what they should have done.
An explorable stage where you can side scroll, where it's actually like a different video game universe, and then you have a boss from each one.
Yeah,
there's
that's
so
what
much
they
potential there.
Subspace. I don't know why they didn't. Why they thought it would be okay to just use random places. Like, what, you have all these video game franchises, just use those locations. It made no sense.
Yeah. And I kind of, I like the idea of it, but I also wanted to be more fast-paced, right? It's like, what if it was kind of done... Like, I brought the idea, and we've talked about this before, but if, like, instead of the... Well, actually, in the direct, right, they said there's a chance you can meet with the Rathalos or Dracula. Not 100%. So what if he was referencing this mode we're talking about? So it is an adventure mode where you explore different game worlds and fight bosses for different game worlds, but you're not necessarily going to fight them. It depends on what sort of circumstances you satisfy. And it would function a lot like Star Fox, how Star Fox works, especially Star Fox 64. where you have branching paths, and depending on what you do in the level, you'll go to a different path that will maybe,
Right.
and if you take that into the consideration for how it could do the single player, maybe spirits mode, that's how it works. If you do certain things at a certain time, you fight Dracula in Castlevania, right? Or if you do so, instead you branch off and you go to the Ancestral Steppe and fight Rathlos or something along those lines. So I think that might be how they do it.
That would be
really
very
cool. I'd love that. That'd be great. And depending on which game world and what you do, you can unlock different characters from those different game worlds. And in fact, if you look at the cutscene, when Simon Belmont is losing against Dracula, guess what happens? Richter jumps in. So what if the way to unlock different characters is to satisfy the requirements to get to certain bosses in these different game worlds, and by doing that, you know, oh, you need help against this boss? Here comes Richter. Or let's say you're in the Donkey Kong world and Donkey Kong is losing against King K. Rool or something, and then all of a sudden Diddy Kong comes out of nowhere, right? Like, they could do something like that.
That'd be interesting.
And by winning, you get Diddy Kong into your roster.
Sabbath, I don't know if Ultimate Hand would be in this. I feel like Ultimate Hand was... I don't know.
He's definitely going to be in classic mode as the final boss.
Would he? Wouldn't it just be Master Hand or Crazy Hand?
Oh,
Ultimate Hand's different.
Ultimate Hand. What's Ultimate Hand? I don't remember.
He's the final transformation in the end of Brawl, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I think they'll do something different. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Ultimate Hand would be in it.
I mean, I think something similar. They always make it go crazy, right? Like, you had Taboo in Brawl. I guess you had Ultimate Hand in Smash for Wii U and 3DS. They would make it... I don't know. It's a good question. I think they would do something different, because that's what they've done pretty much every time.
Right, yeah. I don't know. Or is it a new hand? I thought Ultimate Hand... I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
It'd be really weird if Hand was finally a playable character. I always kind of wanted that. But he's kind of like a big boss, though. I think I'd be okay with him just staying as a boss forever. Now, as a kid, though, I definitely wanted him to be a playable character. But
Did you?
Yeah.
I never did. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Just now.
Yeah, I did. Well, the thing is, in a lot of fighting games you had, especially back then, you had these evil monsters that weren't necessarily playable in the game. Or maybe they were. Maybe I just sucked at unlocking them. Like in Killer Instinct, the final boss is this crazy gargoyle monster. And you fight him in normal stage, but I didn't know of any way to unlock him in Killer Instinct. So I just kind of assumed that you couldn't. Maybe there is. I just never learned it because I was a kid. I'm going to have to look that up, actually.
Right.
If you could unlock the final boss in Killer Instinct. But, yeah. I'm okay with Master Hand just being, you know, a boss.
Apparently, Ultimate Hand is something Sabbath made up. I thought Ultimate Hand was in... I don't know. I thought it's probably something else that I'm thinking. I'm confusing the names or not remembering right.
Oh, is Gargos the name of the gargoyle monster from Killer Instinct? Yeah, that's definitely what I'm talking about, man. I don't remember his name because it was so long ago for me, but I feel like he probably was playable now that I think about it. I'll have to find out later. Most of you guys know in the chat. But so I guess where are we? Like, what else is there to say? There's actually a lot to say. I'm really happy with all the modes, actually. That they introduced.
I called that mode the one where you switch fighters in the same match after the 5. Called it.
Yeah, they have that. They also have Smashdown. They brought back legitimate classic mode, which I was calling as well, and they brought back a legitimate tourney mode, which I was calling as well. Which they should have, like, cause it's Ultimate Smash. You got to bring back what people want. That's what I wanted, and I'm part of the people. So they brought them back, I guess. I'm really happy about that, actually, dude. Like, cause I honestly I disliked a lot of the design choices for Smash for Wii U and 3DS.
Right. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the ways that they made like Smash, like a lot of the modes they nerfed them or they changed them to be like very generic, and then they didn't really add that much new stuff. Like the stuff it was mostly just new characters and stages. Like there's not any new ways to actually play those characters or stages. So it felt very like by the numbers. way of adding content.
it kind of did. It felt less organic. I totally agree with you.
You know, another thing you kind of called, I think, way back, like a long time ago, we were talking about how they could change Smash, and I think didn't you come up with the idea of having a meter to charge the Smash Ball?
No.
I feel like you did.
No, I didn't.
You sure? Pretty sure you did.
I probably heard it from somewhere
Maybe
else.
I did. Maybe I came up with it. I don't know.
No.
Somebody in the direct in the.
I'm pretty sure Andre Seekers came up with it from Game Explain.
No, I definitely didn't hear from him.
I heard
Somebody
it.
in our podcast talked about
I may have brought it up because I heard it from him. Yeah, I was like, oh, I heard this from Game Explain. They were talking about maybe having like Smash meters or something. But regardless, it's a cool mode, and
somebody called it.
I don't think it was me. Hey, I'm not claiming it, so you know, whatever. I think it was really cool, really cool. There's
Stage
also
morph. Stage morph.
Stamina is considered part of one of the normal modes now. That's also really interesting.
Well, I don't understand what's different about that, honestly.
It's probably slightly quicker to when you're in the normal Smash stage, you know, when you switch between stock and time, you can just press one little thing in the character select screen. I guess they added the third option for stamina now, as opposed to going to extra or more options.
Smash?
You have to go to Special Smash to set it up before.
Yeah, that was always weird the way they did it.
But you could also now, like, what's cool is that you can sort of set up your because you know you can customize like everything, right? But instead of having to go to all the extra options, you can sort of save your different like types of fights you want to do, and you can have those on the side. It's like, oh, we want to do this now, right? And so like that way, all of that's readily available now too.
Have stock as the default.
Even if it isn't, because of that option, you can make it that way.
Yeah, I wonder if you can make it the default, because I know you can switch between them, but you have to like go and then click the preset, or you can just make the preset your default preset. Hopefully that's the way it works, where you can be like, oh, I want this as my default preset.
I think it is.
Go in it every time. It should be. That's how it should be. I don't know if it is. Because before it was like never use time. Time was always the default. I'd change it literally every time, and it's just like who really, like, I feel like not a lot of people, not as many people play time mode as they do stock. Stock seems more the default.
Yes, everyone agrees. Stock is better. Time is just so more people can play.
Yeah.
But like I said, like Smashdown and those 5v5 or 3v3s, that gives you more options in terms of sharing it. Well, I don't share. I do share. I'm just kidding. Like those are different modes you could do. But everyone's in the chat's kind of talking about like board the platforms and break the targets.
Right.
It wasn't confirmed, but they showed the Smash option, right? But they didn't show the Games and More option. So like we don't know what's actually there. I'm hoping when you go to Games and More, we'll see like a slew of like break the targets, all that stuff. And actually, yeah, we know Classic Mode has returned, but does that mean break the targets is in there as well?
That's what I was wondering, because they did show off like the fight he was fighting a giant Yoshi. Like they have like the kind of like crazy wacky bosses back.
But do they have the in between modes as well? So I think what'll be important. I kind of want to do it now. Actually, Brandon, you could do it if you wanted to. If you could go to the video, the actual direct, and find the part where they show the classic mode, and try to find that actual still where they show the you know, like the grid gives you like an idea of where you're headed.
I know what you're talking about. It just seemed, from what I remember, I looked at it to see, it just seemed to be the same, like it was just the same until the very end. Like the same kind of look.
It was just okay, so we couldn't actually tell. I'll have to go back and look that up. Maybe I'll make a video about it.
Look at it.
And apparently it was Gohan who came up with the multiple stages pick? Huh.
What? Gohan? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I was like, oh. Gohan in Smash. Gohan's an echo character for Goku in Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I didn't know he
People would be.
that.
Yeah. That's another thing that came up this week. Apparently, the voice actor for Goku was asked if he was brought in to do any voice work for Goku for Smash Ultimate. He said no. So,
of course he said no. Even if he had, he'd have said no.
Right. That's the thing. Even if they they were bringing him in. He wouldn't say anything because he has a non-disclosure agreement. But at the same time, and I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, I think it's unlikely. I don't think we should hedge our bets on Goku being in Smash Brothers. But if it happens, I personally wouldn't mind. I know some people would though. So, I don't think it's gonna happen. But whatever. I'm just kind of pointing it out there. Actually, what do you guys think? How would any of you actually be mad if they announced Goku for Smash Brothers? Who would actually be mad?
I'd be happy-ish. I'd be pretty hype.
It'd be a big deal. It would attract. It would be a lot of people would notice. But like, what, Goku's in Smash? Like, you know, it's kind of like, it just makes a lot of sense. Like, it's kind of like if, you know, when you get 2-star athletes and they join the same team, it attracts way more attention. It's kind of like a similar thing. When you get all that star power, all that popularity, put them together, it sends out waves.
Right. I cannot find the single player. Oh, they did show Final Destination. That's something I just saw as I'm going through.
Yeah, we got to see Final Destination. We finally got to see Final Destination, and it does change it.
Essentially.
We had seen a piece of it, but now we saw the whole stage.
I mean, we haven't even seen. Honestly, we haven't seen that much of it because, like, it changes. You know, the background changes a lot. We didn't see much of the background.
We saw two different parts where it's dark and light.
Yeah. So they could have shown that for. Just to show more of that off. In a Smash blog update, probably. Yeah, I can't find this classic mode, dude. They talk about it for all of 2 seconds.
It was, I think, around the 3/4 mark, around there. Well, it's during the mode section. You have to get to the mode section, right? So I think they first start off talking about the characters and echo characters. Then they start talking about options, maybe, and then modes. You gotta get to the mode section, but
In the mode section, man.
yeah. I mean, like, hypothetically, if Goku were to be in, right, like, his moveset could be really interesting, like you said, Goku, like, no, Torb's like saying Krillin for Smash. I think we should stop at Goku. But
right, yeah.
I would prefer them to have Goku not be a Super Saiyan and only go Super Saiyan for his final Smash. Like, maybe go Super Saiyan and do, like, a Spirit Bomb or something. But give him the Kamehameha Wave. Give him, really cool they gave him, like, his, the red pole, what's it called? Oh my god, so many names for everything are just disappearing from my mind. But his red pole, yeah. The red extension pole, it'd be really cool if they gave him that. That'd be really cool. Wait, Miiverse is coming soon for Switch? Are you joking?
No, it's not happening.
No, yeah. Ultimate, I'm a Link guy, although I'm also pretty decent with Mario and Samus as well. When I say decent, I mean I suck. I used to be decent. I used to be pretty good at Brawl and Melee. I'm trash at Smash for Wii U and 3DS. Or maybe people have just gotten better. That's a possibility.
I can't find this.
It's fine. I'll make a video about it.
I talked for like no time.
Yeah, or not. If I may find it, and it'll be just like nothing there.
If I remember right, it's not much of anything.
Yeah.
Because I did look to see if there was like for the platform stuff, and it didn't seem like they showed anything, which may have been on purpose.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. So guys, we're in the final 15 minutes of the discussion. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about, put them in the chat now. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to close things out. So, Brandon, I think to me it feels kind of clear that they're going for like this villains versus good guys sort of thing. Like if you look at the end when they show the cutscenes, when they show Ridley versus Samus, Link versus Ganon, Mario versus Bowser, right? When they show those different things like that, those different pieces of art, and then they show King K. Rool versus Donkey Kong.
Right.
I feel like they're really highlighting that it's villains versus good guys here. So, do you think there's going to be any more villains introduced as newcomers for Smash Bros?
Right.
And who would it be? I talked about Skull Kid. Like, that's the only villain that I think would make sense as an actual newcomer. I can't think of anyone else who would be a great fit.
Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of different fighters.
And we already know that Girahim is already a confirmed assist trophy.
Yep, he's an assist trophy.
I wouldn't like Zant from Twilight Princess.
Cool.
To be okay. But like Zant kind of was like being
Thunder is
controlled by
assist trophy.
Ganondorf, so I just kind of like, eh. Yeah, I'll be okay with with him as an assist trophy. And on top of that, if we get Skull
Who's
Kid,
the real final boss in Skyward Sword? What's his name? What do they call him?
Demise.
Demise, yeah.
But he's basically he's basically like the first incarnation of Ganondorf.
Yeah, but his moveset would be... I feel like his moveset would be different, maybe. I don't know. Does he really... He doesn't actually do that many moves.
He has Sword Swing.
Sword swing move.
And
Yeah, his
laugh.
final...
And groan.
Yeah, he would...
He has a lightning attack, actually. He could be a Pikachu. He could be an Echo character for Pikachu. No. Yeah, I think if we're gonna get any other Zelda character, I think Skull Kid makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they bring a Skull Kid, I don't think there's any way we get another Zelda character, unless it's an Echo, right? Like
they don't need another Echo. Echo of who?
Zelda could get it.
I guess
Sheik actually could get an Echo.
Yeah.
She can get an Echo for Impa. Impa could be an Echo of Sheik.
That's right.
And then there's the princess from the Dark World for Link Between Worlds. Why am I forgetting her name? I'm forgetting all the names, but she could be an Echo for Zelda. But I feel like for her it would be easier just to have a skin. In fact, they may have already showed off a costume.
I think they had a skin in the Wii U one for her.
Yeah. Other villains. Is there any other villain that's worth it in Mario? No.
Maybe in the Mario and Luigi series.
Well, there's a villain for Kid Icarus, actually. Hades.
Hades. Yeah.
Hades is an option, and we know Sakurai loves his Kid Icarus. So we could maybe get Hades, actually. Hades is a possibility.
Hades would be cool. Yeah, it's Hilda.
Yeah, Hilda, there you go. So, Hades is an option, I think. At the same time, though, I feel like Hades isn't popular enough to be like, oh, he doesn't have like the wow factor of like King K. Rool or Simon Belmont. You know what I mean? So like, when I was talking about my new character predictions now, like Banjo-Kazooie would have that wow factor, right? Gino would have that wow factor for longtime fans. Isaac would have that wow factor for longtime fans. Hades is kind of a newish thing, and he hasn't been really requested that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I remember that from ever.
Skull Kid would have wow factor, I think. He's kind of iconic.
So many Majora's
Mask. But I mean, I wouldn't. Hades would be like a nice surprise, right? Like he's like right.
Yeah, I'd enjoy him.
Yeah, because it wasn't like people were begging for Pit before Brawl came out, right? Like sometimes they introduce characters that we don't know we really want until they show them off. So that's a possibility.
Like Dark Pit. Oh wait. I don't actually. Really
I'm pretty mad on Dark Pit, to be honest with you. Like he's a cool character to play with, but I wasn't like, oh my god, Dark Pit, right?
I was like, oh, he's just Pit but dark.
Who else? What other villains?
It's not even that cool in the actual game either.
No, not Tingle. Anything but Tingle.
No.
Tingle. No. Ew, not Tingle. Well, the Happy Mask Salesman would be the worst. He'd be the final boss, actually.
Happy Mask Salesman, man.
Yeah, no,
he's the one who can transform using the masks, and they're not getting Skull Kid. We're getting the Happy Mask Salesman. He's gonna transform with the masks. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing.
Fierce dating mask salesman.
Yes,
he becomes this giant, like Hulk guy, but with orange hair, scary eyes, and he has like the mask on one head, and he just kills everyone.
I feel like I really want that now.
The chickens are actually an assist trophy, or I think they count as an. They're an item. They're an item. Yeah, they're not an assist trophy, but they're an item.
I actually can't find the official pronunciation for Cuckoo. Yeah, I looked it up. There was like 3 different pronunciations, and I was like, which was the real one?
Whichever one
you want.
They're
not chickens, though. How dare?
Whichever one you want. They're chickens. They're chickens.
No.
They're Hyrulean chickens, also known as cuckoos. Yeah, that line would be epic. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Yeah.
Oh, so good. No, Ultimate Waluigi's not gonna be there.
So, can we think of any other villains though, aside from Hades and Skull Kid?
Not really.
Bowser Jr.'s already there.
Yeah, he's already blue.
Yeah. Metroid
would
has
be
Dark
cool.
Samus already, and like everything else is already an assist trophy.
There's Ridley.
Kraid could be a good boss, actually, though, especially since
Yeah.
they already have the model for him in the game. He could be a good boss during that supposed story mode we may be getting,
Right.
but not like a newcomer. He's too big. Kraid is actually too big. Kraid is a giant monster. Kraid is like
bigger
stories
than Ridley.
high. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude.
I can't think of any other like antagonists for Smash Bros.
Porky from Mother 3. I feel like if they're not gonna release Mother 3, then nothing from Mother 3 really should be that. Like, they don't need a character from Mother 3 if you can't even release Mother 3 in the frickin' United States. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, I could see it if they actually released Mother 3, but if not, then no. Excite Bike is a character. No, Excite Truck. You gotta appease Andre Seegers.
Yeah, right. That'd be hilarious.
Xenoblade villains.
I mean, there's
I don't
Malos.
really want-
There's Malos, but
Yeah,
like I'd
Malos
rather
are
hear
cool.
Rex and Pyra than Malos. Just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then you could use the final boss for Xenoblade 1, and it could be like an echo for Shulk, because they
would be
spoiler,
dope.
they look the same. They look the same, but they could easily play very different. They're like twins. Well,
That'd be
just to
awesome.
get into the story of it.
That's way too many spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it'd take a long time to explain.
Yeah.
I don't think we need more Donkey Kong characters other than Dixie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't be too upset if she wasn't in it because we got K. Rool. So.
I want Dixie Kong, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I'll live. Yeah, so I can't really think of any other villains. Excite Bike would be the best villain.
Toadsworth for Smash, the most evil of Toads, Mr. Toadsworth.
What if Toadsworth and Cranky Kong were like the new Ice Climbers? They work together.
What?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
They have wisdom.
They have wisdom on this side.
They have wisdom, yeah.
Cranky would be a cool character for Smash, though.
Oh, Giovanni would be interesting. But that goes back to the whole Pokemon trainer idea. And Blue is another option, but Giovanni would be
Right.
epic. Giovanni would be epic.
Is Birdo a villain?
Birdo was ugly. Yeah, I was
Being alive makes him a villain.
just
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that's true. Just being alive makes Birdo a villain. Yeah, Birdo is not a girl. That's another thing that's weird.
Yeah.
That really messed with my. I always thought that like Birdo was like the perfect companion for Yoshi, but
And then it was odd.
yeah.
I was so confused.
Especially since like the Yoshi's nose kind of fits Birdo's hole, but whatever. That's taking this. This is we should never go in that direction.
No, what did you done?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We're at the this is the last few minutes of the podcast are always the weirdest.
Ooh, Slippy and Peppy.
Slippy and Peppy.
More Star Fox representation, I'd be down. I guess we have Wolf though.
We got Wolf
We got
back,
three
yeah.
Star-
And Crystal was made it as an assist trophy. They do deserve some representation though. Like they have their. We're gonna probably get like the scenes of them in the Corneria stage. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think Hades and Skull Kid are pretty much like the realistic villains that could make it into the game. I can't think of anyone else.
Neither.
No one else. Everything else would just be like bosses. There'll be a lot of bosses from the different series. General Pepper would be the ultimate villain, actually.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Most evil.
I like I definitely like the idea of Giovanni, but it just sounds so hard. Yeah, Giovanni could be the story mode. Actually, that would work. I could see that happening. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, actually.
Ooh. Interesting.
And you getting Mewtwo for being Giovanni would just works so well with the Pokemon
Makes no
canon.
sense.
What?
That makes so much sense.
Oh, I thought you said it makes no sense. Like, actually,
No.
it makes
actually,
sense.
It makes
Yeah.
complete sense.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the opposite as you say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, I think that's it. I guess
final note.
I guess just to end things off, do you wanna just make your own current predictions like for Smash characters?
Characters.
Just for fun.
I'd have to think about it, dude.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, it's on the spot. So, but we know if we count Echo characters, we're currently at 73 characters. So, I'm just gonna say.
I think we can make it to 80.
I think we're gonna get to 82.
That makes sense.
Just because if you think of the Smash Bros website, it all ends in the threes, and like if you count it, it's like 70. I don't know. There would be 82 slots if you count Echoes, right? So if you go to 80, then you'd be at the beginning of a whole new slot. So let's say you go to 82, right? So that leaves 9 more spots. Now a lot of those are Echoes. So I listed them earlier, but hopefully I get it all right now. So for Echoes for sure, Dixie Kong, Shadow, Isabelle. Right, that's 3. That leaves me 6 more spots. Skull Kid. All right. Isaac, Gino. So I got 3 more spots. I got a notification, but I can't see it. I'll check in a minute. That gives me 3 more spots. I kind of now starting to feel like Rex and Pyra. Maybe it's just 79. Maybe we just get to 79. And that's it.
That's what I'm thinking. Actually, I was about to say that.
Maybe just get to 79. But for DLC characters, Rex and Pyra.
For sure.
Echo character, Mithra and her original master, right?
Definitely get Springman and Ribbon Girl would definitely make it.
Yes. Yeah, I think they would be like echoes of each other. Also.
Phil Swift.
Yeah, I think they would even introduce Ribbon Girl as the main character and announce Springman as an echo, just to have a girl come first. Yeah. Why? Because boys always go first. Like, why not? Why not? And then, although Twin Tail would be really cool to have, but I feel like you would just go with 2 defaults.
Yeah. Some people want to like not Ribbon Girl, Springman and his like different like robot Springman, but I think that would just be a costume.
Yeah, that's a possibility. And also, Silex I think has a possibility, especially if he can give us like a Metro Prime 4 stage for DLC. That would work out really well. That's all I can think of. Also, Rayman, actually. Rayman.
Yes, I predicted Rayman, actually, for the direct. He didn't come.
I feel like...
Oh, wait, no, I think I just predicted him overall, not for the direct. I don't remember.
I feel like Rayman could be DLC. Like... oh, you know what? I take it back. I forgot Banjo-Kazooie. So we're back at 80. Throw in Rayman and 1 more Echo. Screw it. Just because it's for fun, Rex and Pyra make the cut. There we go. Done.
Oh,
Clean 82. Clean 82. So, if my dream... It's more like a dream list than anything else at this point, but let's just say hypothetically speaking, right? So, the last characters from my dream list, Isabelle, which is not really a dream, but whatever. Shadow, okay. Dixie Kong, Isaac, Gino, Banjo-Kazooie, Rex and Pyra. I can't remember the other 2. I can't remember them. Skull Kid, and I don't remember. Oh well.
Was it Rayman?
Rayman. There you go, Rayman. Yeah. Although
that's pretty awesome.
I kind of feel like Rayman could be like a third-party character, because even for Smash for Wii and 3DS, we got some. Yeah, I said Isaac, but for Rayman was a character that was not Rayman, but we got Bayonetta, we got Ryu, and we got Cloud, all as DLC characters, right? So Rayman could end up as a DLC character if you look at it in that way. Yeah. Especially if they want to focus on getting characters like Gino and Isaac, you know, characters that have been like requested for such a long time.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe Rayman would make more sense than Rex and Pyra, although I prefer Rex and Pyra personally. So, but also Rayman, like, do you guys think Rayman has like that hype level? Like, Simon Belmont is hype, right? King K. Rool is hype. Banjo-Kazooie is hype. Cloud was hype. Ryu was hype. Bayonetta was hype to me. But I feel like Rayman is kind of like, I'm not trying to shit on Rayman. I don't want to shit on Rayman. But like,
dude, I'd love to see Rayman in there. And after when that dude made the fake leak for Rayman, people like lost their minds. And now they've wanted Rayman and Smash like.
I can think it makes sense.
He gets voted a lot in the polls too.
Okay, so then yeah, I think Rayman has a good chance as well. So yeah.
Earthworm Jim? What's that?
Earthworm Jim is a classic, Brandon. But I think he has no chance of making it.
I don't even know who Earthworm Jim is.
Look it up. Look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was available for PS1.
PS1. Was it even on Nintendo system
I
then?
think it may have been on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. I have to double check. I don't remember.
This is
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It absolutely is weird.
What?
Oh, I actually think I got another donation. Holy crap.
Did you?
I think I may have, yeah.
Better shout that shit out.
Yo! Mars, Lazy James, thanks so much for a $30 donation, man.
Oh shit.
Glad you enjoyed the show, bro. Thank you.
This is beast.
Yeah, it was a beast. Yeah. So I think oh, Rampage characters in Smash, that'd be neat. For sure. I don't think it'll happen, but I mean, well, like not as like newcomers, but like maybe they could be kind of like for example, actually that one last we could talk about the Rathalos character, the boss assist trophy, right? That's what I was alluding to with the Rampage characters. They could be like a boss character or an assist trophy. We saw Ancestral Step, which is an area for Monster Hunter, but it's not a confirmed stage, even though we saw it, right? And we saw Rathalos, who was both a boss and an assist trophy. So then, does that mean there's no Monster Hunter character? Is that it? Like, because Monster Hunter is obviously getting representation here. We have a Monster Hunter area in the game. Whether it's an actual stage or just an adventure mode stage or whatever, there's an area for Monster Hunter in the game, and there's the Rathalos. So do we get an actual character?
I feel like if there was, why would they not have announced it then? Why would they have announced this? This stage non-stage with this assist trophy / boss thing? Who knows how that works exactly? And not announce this dude.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why is that not counted as a stage? Why is it not on the stage website? Why are there 103 stages in that one? That would be 104. And they only talked about 103 confirmed stages.
There are 6 spots left at the bottom too. Also, here's another thing, guys. Just a random thing. If you look at the stage selection screen during the Direct, it has a normal tab. And if you look at the way they handled it for Smash Wii U and 3DS, they had tabs for like DLC and stuff. There could be another tab for DLC. Like, I think that's pretty obvious, but just pointing it out that it was like a tab that said normal, which means if they have normal stages, then that means there are going to be other kinds of stages at some point. So, just in case there is a debate, because I think there is a bit of a debate as to there maybe not being DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate, because it's like the ultimate Smash Bros. And if it's the ultimate Smash Bros, it's to be so complete it shouldn't need any extra content. You can make that argument.
I think that's a stupid argument, honestly.
Well, I made that argument at one point, so you just called me stupid.
I called you. I did call you stupid in that same discussion. But I still think it's a stupid argument.
You see this mug? It has water, and they're actually all from the tears that I cried because you called me stupid. Yeah.
A dope ass mug, by the way.
Yeah, my brother got it for me when he was in Europe at one point. It is my favorite mug by far.
That is even cooler than my Zelda mug.
It is so epic. Yeah, I love it.
If only it was black background.
Yeah. What? This is perfect. A black mug? Oh, I guess black mugs exist. That's totally a thing. I don't like necessarily dark mugs because I can't always see what's inside them, and that makes me a little uncomfortable.
Black mug.
I like to see what I can drink.
I forgot to mirror my camera so you could see it.
Oh, your mug is pretty cool. Mine is better, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, your mug's way better. But I mean, if it was dark like this mug, I think it'd be cooler.
It's a good mug.
I don't know. I'm just an angsty teen, and I need everything to be dark, dreary. That's how that works.
So I'm reading the chat. Joe was saying, "What's the name of the assist trophy from Wii U that was from Mega Man and shot out electricity?"
Volt Man.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude. Volt guy. I think he has Volt in the name, but I don't remember. Volt Man or something.
Yeah.
I think he was a Robot Master.
Yeah, fun fact, I've only played like 2 Mega Man games. So
I haven't played any.
Yeah.
Thank
you for the bless, Joe. Thank you very much. Oh, Elect Man. There you go. Or Elect Man. Okay.
Maybe Voltman's the Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
Some of the Robot Masters have Volt to their name, the electric ones. One of them, I don't know.
Yeah. So I guess we're kind of at the natural ending for the discussion, guys. If you guys have anything else you want to ask or talk about, put them in the comments below, or save them for next week, or go to the Discord or whatever. The link to that is in the description below. And also, if you're new here and you haven't been to Brandon's channel, make sure to take a link to that. It's also in the description below. And also, Sean came by earlier and may be joining us next week. He's from Monolith Gaming. I haven't put the link to his channel in the description below. I'll probably update it later on, but you can check him out if you haven't checked him out before.
Grab it real quick. Throw it in the comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
You could do that. I'll update the description in a bit.
Watch this magic. Boom.
Oh, and yeah, there you go. I could also just type Monolith Gaming, right? Because for people who watch this and don't want to check the description, they'll see at least a playback of the chat. And because you can't click the link, right? But yeah,
You can.
Not in the future when this is archived. Or can you?
You should be able to, unless
Oh.
you don't have the rewind chat on.
Maybe you're right. Anyways, but
New feature.
regardless, you can just look that up if the link doesn't work, and I'll put it in the description below later. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching, and we'll see you next week. So
Bye, guys.
bye. I did it again. I don't know where the stop stream button is. My mouse is
Yeah,
lost.
I used to do that all the time.
No, you're calling me a noob then, aren't you?
Yes.
All right.
For sure.
All right. Good night, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.